will remind you what else my muscles can do for you.
Hello and welcome to First Bite Bad Blood. This is a spicy vampire dating sim in which you have to avoid execution by the vampire council after your brand new and very hostile Ilyas turns you into a vampire without prior permission. Can you convince them to leave you be, or will you be too distracted by Ilyas's biceps? Let's get started. Also, if you haven't seen my playthrough of the first Bite, that is linked in the description box below. What's your first name? Yinny. Last name? I'll just do... Pronouns? She, her. Who is your sire? Ilyas. Is your relationship sexual? Yes. Oh, good God. I'm so excited. Hooray. Part 1. Summoned. Torpedo-sized. Look inside. Darkness surrounds me, suffocating me. Clutching at my throat, I steady my breath, but I cough as a stench of pungent linen atop wet rot. I flail, attempting to dissipate the restraining sights and smells, but nothing rids me of this living nightmare. Oh God, that is very loud. And then my ears sting, penetrated by deafening church bells. A low and abysmal tintinnabulation. Hush. A raspy voice commands, and there is silence, a quiet that brings you to beg. All at once, multiple muffled words that I can't quite make out, tinged with desperation. A spotlight appears from above me, blinding, and I try to blink the brightness away. Yinny. My words are a cancer in my throat, preventing me from speaking. You were hereby sentenced to vampire death. Oh, cool. It's like super death. As my vision slowly returns, my head feels fuzzy, like someone just removed my most treasured memory. My fingers tingle, like blood trickling back to my extremities. Except that's not how my blood works anymore. The muscles in my throat relax to a point where I could scream if necessary. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? What the actual hell? 2 days ago. Oh crap! My eyes jolt open and I'm back in the house on Dead End Drive. My house. Even though it's true, it still feels weird to call it home. I hold my head in their hands as I try and calm my emotions. It was only a nightmare, but vampire nightmares are like fever dreams after doing mushrooms. Very intense and startlingly real. If my heart still worked, it would be beating right out of my chest. I dreamt about the before times when I was a dull, boring human. Working back at the coffee shop, there was an endless line of Karens demanding extra grande 17-pump pumpkin spice decaf macchiato, or whatever the hell those monsters order. I roll over, basking in the feeling of being awake and not sweating behind the counter of some overpriced coffee shop. I'm currently floating between their 3 rooms, napping wherever the wind takes me, which is mostly Valeria's room because she's the one with the expensive sheets. To quote the vampire herself, coffins are so 1469. They all agreed that I could take any unoccupied room, so we're in the process of cleaning out the attic, but honestly I'm currently quite content sharing. Apart from when I wake up with one of Ilyas's socks stuck to my face, but that's another issue altogether. Suddenly, thanks to my heightened hearing, the sound of rapidly approaching footsteps pounds in my ears, and then the door is flying open, almost splintering as it hits the wall. In the distance, Valeria curses. Might be a bit loud.
For shit's sake, Ilyas!
Oh my God, look at him with his boobies. And there he is, the valiant warrior himself, standing in his underwear and clutching an overpriced replica of the Master Sword that none of us have the heart to tell him that it isn't actually a powerful ancient relic. You know what else is actually a powerful ancient relic though? His steak in his pants.
I heard you screaming, so I came immediately.
Oh, I love him. It's been so long since I've seen him. Ilyas slices the sword through the air, his eyes darting around the room as he looks at my non-existent attacker. I'm tempted to let him continue for a few minutes just so I can appreciate the show. Yeah, fling it around. And by it, let's just say, I mean, his beat it. I'm tempted to let him continue for a few minutes just so I can appreciate the show. His form is flawless. I know what I'm about. Illy, it's fine. I just had a bad dream. I'm not in any imminent danger.
Aww. So, no battle?
There's something about a giant man with a massive making puppy dog eyes. His pout is quite pathetic on a vampire of his stature, but he's adorable when he's disappointed. However, his hubris swiftly takes over. He strikes an impractical pose, swinging his sword in a way that's far more about his muscles and less about actually killing anyone. Which sword?
Well, lucky you then. You get to wake up to all this for no reason.
Elaborate on which sword, because I'm seeing 2 swords at the moment.
Can you believe it? Other people get woken up by their cats, their dumb roommates. But you get a front row seat.
Yeah, and I'm also apparently in the splash zone. To the Ilyas show? Can I get a The sad thing is, I can't pick these options because it gets us a bad ending. Dennis was an option. We have a cat, Illy. Does Dennis not yell at you at 3 p.m. to wake up and feed him? Or sleep on your face in an obvious attempt to murder you?
That's Val's problem, not mine. Dennis and I have an understanding. He lets me get my beauty sleep, and I destroy those little sweaters Val keeps trying to put on him.
Fair enough.
Well, if you don't need me to kill anyone for you, I gotta go do my evening workout. These muscles didn't come out of nowhere, you know.
I know I haven't been a vampire that long, but I'm pretty sure his body is stuck the way it is. I'll let him have this one though. Ilyas turns to leave and grabs the door handle. I hate to say goodbye, but I love to watch him leave. Except when he slams it closed, Val's door finally gives into the beastly force and shatters into a million splinters. That'll be replacement number 9 since I've lived here. I'm awake now, so there's no point in not getting my night started. I grab my plush bathrobe and wander down to the living room. I can't believe it's been 6 months since I died. Came back as a hotter, stronger, slightly more sophisticated creature of the night, and I've literally never been happier. Being dead kind of rules. Apart from the uncontrollable, all-consuming thirst of blood, being dead kind of rules. Apart from the uncontrollable, all-consuming thirst of blood. Speaking of blood, Laurel always wants up some leftovers for when we first rise. I wander into the kitchen to pour myself a hot cup of blood into my tacky mug that says, "This isn't coffee." As the blood hits my lips, my whole body feels intoxicatingly warm. I shudder in response as it settles in my stomach, that lingering desire of needing to tear someone's throat out dissipating. For now. With a newly focused mind, I slip into my new evening routine. First things first, it's email time. I take a seat at the computer and boot it up. Before I arrived, Valeria, Laurel, and Ilyas were all using the same outdated PC with Porthole XP installed on it. After they gave me access to their shared email and social media accounts, I just switched my computer with theirs. I don't think they even noticed. I couldn't unlive with such barbaric, antiquated piece of technology. What? Sorry, I accidentally opened the window. Now, let's see what I missed. I haven't had the chance to check my email lately thanks to my clanmate's propensity to hog the computer at all hours of the night. Speaking of hog, where's Ilyas? On command, a load of obnoxious pop-ups cover my screen. Again? Ilyas! Alright, which one of you went to an unsafe site? And how did you get around the ad blocker I installed? No answer, of course. This isn't the first time I talked to them about malware and phishing scams. I wonder if they got duped like this back in the days of yore. I sigh and close the pop-up for big booty and then get to our shared account. And there's an alarming number of unread emails, but I see 3 particularly juicy ones that need my attention. One is a kudos on VO3. The second is an obvious scam from a porn site. And the other is a monthly analytics from my paranormal website, Ghostin. Also tempting, but which one do I want to open first? Unsubscribe from Not Daily. I hesitantly click open the email titled Torpedo-sized look inside. After putting the computer in safe mode, I skim the rest of the email. Dear Mr. Alan Rye. Of course. I immediately click the unsubscribe button. We don't need Ilyas getting scammed out of all our money. Again. With our finances safe for now, I move on to decidedly more important emails. As I'm deleting the several hundred promotional emails from all the various places Valeria has brought overpriced fashion online, my eyes catch something intriguing. Final notice from the vampirecouncil.com? This could be important. It's so hard to tell sometimes. I continue scrolling. Build notification, build due notification. The Vampire Council would like your feedback, action required, update from the council about changes to non-registered progeny, please read. And the list goes on and for months. Exactly 6 months. And that's right after I was turned. There's one person in this household who I know will be able to help me and has experience with this vampire council. Laurel? I called to them from the living room and Laurel pops his head out from the kitchen.
You do sound needy.
Hello, this is a scammer's target demographic. Yeah, Jesus.
But not in the fun way.
We have quite a few unread emails from the Vampire Council, and they look pretty urgent. Should we be concerned?
Don't you worry your pretty little head, pet. In my experience, an overeager suitor is best kept waiting.
I mean, I don't think this is a suitor. I think this is a legal summons.
Sit tight while I put these muffins in the oven.
Not long after, Laurel removes Ilyas's kiss the landscape. Oh, Jesus. And settles in next to me. I sit back and watch their eyes glaze over as they read the seemingly endless horde of notices. I'm so lucky to have such wise and also freaking hot vampires to help this baby bird learn how to fly. Laurel's intelligence, Valeria's grace, Ilyas's strength. And then there's me, Yinny, with my... well... I'm stronger. My senses are sharper and I'm marginally hotter. But I still haven't developed any of those much-desired special abilities that every baby vamp hopes for. I also fumble a lot like a newborn deer learning how to walk. I can't help but wonder what transcendental talents I'll gain, if any, and how long they'll take to surface. I'll have to lament later because I think that's a delivery from my brand new buff Mothman figurine. Gotta catch 'em all. I leave a dead-eyed Laurel as they continue to stare at the cryptic messages from the Vampire Council. Excitedly, I rush to the door and it creaks open. We really gotta WD-40 that shit. Oh, hello. Before me is a humanoid-shaped entity in a flowing, long black cloak, wrinkles and folds of cloth surrounding the dark void where their face should be. All they need is a scythe to complete the Reaper look. Can you die twice? Is this my day of reckoning? Without taking my eyes off the floating figure, I call out for my clanmates, feeling very much like a kid that opened the door to the tax inspector. Guys? No response. Typical. I hear a stale, wheezy breath from the being in front of me. I'm guessing you aren't here to deliver my Buff Mothman Series X figurine? Ignoring me, they pull a scroll from their robes, dust and particles flaking off it like dead skin as they slowly unroll it. Yinny Valentine. That's me? They hold out the document, silently waiting for me to take it. Laurel suddenly leaps up from the computer, furniture clattering to the ground as they zoom towards me at inhuman speed.
Close the f***ing door!
But it's too late to heed Laurel's cautionary words. My fingers are already wrapped around the scroll. Ooh, someone's upsetty. The world seems hazy around me as the wraith transforms into something I've only seen in my nightmares. A mouthful of long, sharp canines, gums receded to the bone. I spot a pair of whited out sunken pupils all bloodshot, its stare suffocating as it lifts one of its spindly appendages and points a clawed finger at me. Oh, Jesus. For extra dramatic effect, a clap of thunder rings out, lightning piercing the sky. The shrill sound the creature emits gives me instant migraines, and I instinctively cover my ears. I can feel and smell my own blood trickling from my eardrums and I crumple to the ground. I feel Laurel's hand grabbing for my shoulders and then...
You've been summoned.
Just because I've been summoned doesn't mean I have to listen. And in a puff of smoke, it's gone, leaving only a cadaverine smell behind. With me incapacitated, gagging from the smoke, Laurel slams the door closed, his back landing hard against the wood like he's trying to prevent anything else from coming in. Val and Ilyas appear in a flash. Ilyas once again clutching that damn sword.
What the shit was that?
When do I get to clutch Ilyas's other sword? Ilyas drops the sword and reaches for me, hoisting me upright. Valeria huffs and dusts off my shoulders with feigned annoyance, but her gaze is pointedly concerned. I second that question. What the hell?
That was one of the foulest creatures to walk this earth. A process server.
Oh, Jesus. Valeria and Ilyas both grab each other and huddle close, gasping dramatically. What? Am I being sued? Ilyas snatches the scroll from my hands before I even realize I'm still clutching onto it. Let me see that shit.
Blah, blah. Yeah. You are here.
Hereby. It's hereby. For shit's sake. Give it to me, you big numpty.
Valeria snatches it from Ilyas with a deep, exasperated sigh.
You are hereby summoned to the Vampire Court of West Coast, Best Coast.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Spare me. The poor parchment quality alone would be crime enough, without having to suffer Seal Keeper Marlena's gauche editorial sensibilities.
Anyway, to an official administrative hearing for violations of Section 420 of the Vampire Revised Statutes of Oregon. Blah blah. Should you ignore this summons, you will be terminated and your sires will face a fine of...
My favorite thing about Ilyas is that he's just wearing whatever this is, and it doesn't even cover much of him. It covers his cleavage, but like that dude pointing east and west. Of what? If I'm not mistaken, Valeria gets even paler.
A frankly obscene amount of money.
Hang on. Can we back up a second? To the part where I said terminated? Yeah, guys, enough about the money. What about me getting, beheaded? As in killed?
And we'll be broke.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily want to die. Part 1. Beneath me. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Kuntz. Once the urgency of the situation settled in, Laurel instructed us to bundle up into our finest winter wear and get our asses out the door stat. And here we stand, in a rundown motel, in the middle of bumf nowhere on the outskirts of town. Laurel uses the keycard that was provided along with the summons and opens the door to the musty motel room we were told to gather in. The four of us file inside and Laurel hits the light switch. As our eyes adjust to the light, we take a long look around. We all spread out, inspecting the surroundings for anything of interest. Not what I expected from a high and mighty vampire council. Laurel gestures around the room with a flare of their hand and a grimace. You'll want to disabuse yourself of the notion that our high and mighty vampire council members are any good at managing money, much less themselves. At least this is on par with any and every horror movie I've seen. Ilyas, after wandering over to the nightstand, picks up a matchbox, flips it over and squints, scrutinizing what he sees.
Did you see the name of this place? It's called Motel
It's so stupid. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced cunts.
Yeah. That's what I said.
It's completely different, Ilyas. Ilyas and I look at each other in silence for a few seconds. He's deadly serious, and I'm not sure I have the bandwidth to correct him right now. Valeria's clutching her fur coat to her chest like she's expecting something to materialize and snatch it from her body. She's also tiptoeing around the room as if the floor is lava, but it's actually just a tragically stained rust-colored shag carpet.
Ugh, this place is rotten. How dare the council expect me to endure this? Do you see the comforter? I can practically smell the bodily fluids. I don't even need a black light to see the jizz stains. Ugh, and look at the mini fridge. It's empty. Not a drop of champagne in sight.
I mean, we're in like a what? Like a one-star shithouse motel. She shudders dramatically.
This is beneath me.
While Valeria moans about the shitty quality of the premises, with Ilyas and Laurel observing her like she's a beautiful, rare, and shrill tropical bird in a nature documentary, I start my own detective work. The room definitely hasn't been updated since at least the 70s, and while it's not up to Valeria's impossibly high standards, it's certainly not something I would turn my nose up at. I've stayed in plenty of these types of motels during con season. They don't care when you squeeze 4 extra friends in your room or get liquid latex on the walls. It's like they're so concerned about the cleanliness of the room, where like the inside of our vampire house back at home, if we shone a blacklight, it would look like a Jackson Pollock painting. But the real question is, what does the vampire council intend to do with me? I sigh and lean back against the wall. I'm trying not to let the anxiety of potentially being terminated get to me. I have a great new family and surely they'll protect me. Right? I eye them warily, trying to decide whether they'll stab me in the back. Valeria's making Ilyas carry her while Laurel wanders the room, inspecting random items here and there. I sigh again, a little heavier, and lift my body off the wall. But I'm stuck. I try again, adding a little extra oomph and putting my vampire strength into it. Nothing. My shoulders feel like they're glued down. Guys? They ignore me. Cheap pillow stuffing flying everywhere when an impromptu pillow fight breaks out between Val and Illy. Valeria squeals and complains that it would be feathers exploding from the pillows if this was a classy establishment. I'm getting increasingly worried about the sticky situation I found myself in, and I need to distract them, afraid that this little fight of theirs will turn into something erotic. Not that I'm opposed, I just don't want to miss out. Shout for help? Hey, I'm stuck here! They stop abruptly, finally, and turn towards me. I flail my arms, showing them my predicament, and I once again attempt to break free. Where's Uni? Finally, they turn around and spot me.
What the hell?
What are you doing over there? I'm freaking stuck! I flail my arms, showing them my predicament, and I once again attempt to break free.
Oh great, Baby Fangs is stuck to the spunk-covered wall.
It is I, glued by cum. I put my foot against the wall and try to propel myself off, and that sticks too. Interesting. Using my other leg, I jump, and I slide up the wall, mounted like a hunting trophy. What the hell? The three of them gape at me for a second before bursting into a chorus of wicked laughter. I'm so glad this is funny to you, but what is happening to me? In my frustration, I feel something loosen and I crash to the floor. Laurel graciously offers me their hand and tugs me upright.
I wonder if this is your ability manifesting, albeit in a peculiar way.
When do I get to tug Ilyas upright? Seriously? What kind of shitty useless power is this? Laurel lifts a brow.
Move aside, Peter Parker. Apparently, it's her time to shine.
I'm a gecko. So I'm basically a freaking gecko. So my great powerful sexy vampire ability that I've inherited from you is the ability to scale walls.
That does appear to be the case.
You can read and influence minds. Valeria can hypnotize and manipulate people. Ilyas is crazy powerful and strong, and I can climb real good. This is injustice.
You don't get to choose, darling. And climbing walls like a spider is...
Hilarious. What are you gonna do? Climb up the wall and elbow drop your prey to death?
Ah, shut up. He pauses as he seems to consider this. Wait, that's kinda cool. It is. We can scale Ilyas, we can.
On the plus side, now that your powers are materializing, maybe we won't be fined.
Of all the powers I could get, I'm sticky, and I won't be killed?
Not exactly how these things work, I'm afraid. Remember, I wasted precious years of my eternal life as an active member of the Council. The only way to redirect their focus towards less myopic pursuits involves too many mind games to keep track of, and a fair bit of good old-fashioned babysitting.
Classic boomers. Oh, I still don't get it, Laurel. Why'd they make us come here anyway? We didn't do anything wrong.
It's not that we did
Yes, we
anything
did.
wrong. It's that we've acted without their blessing.
Well, they didn't give a shit about that one time we broke into the governor's mansion and replaced all the vintage blood in her wine cellar with tomato juice.
It helps that nobody liked his particular style of governing all that much.
Oh, what about that one time at the gala when we replaced all their virgins with sluts? They were all like, this blood's impure.
I mean, I can see why the Vampire Council doesn't particularly love you guys.
Ugh.
They knew we didn't. Nobody gave a shit about that. Sounds like they preferred it that way.
What about the staggering drop in diners, dashing, and doors delivery people in Portland that we've caused?
Thinking about it, we have gotten away with quite a lot, haven't we? Suspicious, considering I might call us enemy household number one.
As they continue their discussion of all the debaucherous things that they've done whilst living there, we're interrupted by the sound of someone clearing their throat. Black smoke fills the corner of the room, mirroring my experience from the front door. When the smoke clears, an elderly, decrepit-looking vampire with long grey hair appears before us, all small and wrinkled and about as fearsome as a tiny, trembling chihuahua.
Oh, great. Now it's Gandalf.
I'm but a mere clerk for the council. I've been sent here to read your charges. Now, if you would just...
Am I supposed to be scared of this wrinkly nerd? Let's just kill him.
Oh, the poor guy's just doing his job, and he's like catching it from the sidelines.
As entertaining as it would be to see you face a real challenge for a change, I'd rather you didn't, Illy. He's more powerful than you think.
I mean, that's kind of like the way to spend immortality, though, right? Instead of agonizing over this and that and planning world domination here and there, you just have a group of, like, good friends who are also immortal, and you just all become for life.
Oh, this guy? Shriveled up man?
So mean to him. The clerk clears their throat once more, and I feel a shock surge through my body. And there's suddenly an all-consuming, crushing weight, preventing me from doing literally anything. I'm in so much pain I can't even think straight. My vision blurred as red creeps at the edge of my vision. I glance over to my clanmates, and their bared, clenched teeth and furrowed brows tell me that they're experiencing the same terrible suppression. Laura was right. This clerk is no fucking joke. As we suffer, the clerk takes out a new scroll. As he unrolls it, the paper collides with the floor and spills across the room.
On behalf of the Vampire Council, Ilyas Alrai, Laurel Portman, and Valeria Christina Maria Joanna Andre, you are under formal investigation by the council.
This guy sounds like he's about to keel over and die.
What the Val? Why do you have so many names?
Oh, what the shit? Oh, I thought we were just here because of baby fangs. Oh, I am innocent.
Laurel ignores both of them and fixes the clerk with a red-eyed glare.
On what charges?
1. Failing to file paperwork to request to turn a human. 2. Failing to file registration for a fangling. And
3. Failing to adhere to weekly check-ins with said fangling.
Ah, yes. The banalities of bureaucracy.
oh, but that is just the beginning, Portman. You are also 100 years behind on paying your annual council dues. 4.
The clerk drones on, and we are forced to listen to a seemingly endless list of offenses and charges brought against us. Well, mostly them.
512. Turning a pack of dachshunds into werewolves and using said pack to hunt badgers to the point of almost extinction.
I genuinely do not remember that one. Sounds delightful, though.
After what feels like forever, he's finally finished. He sighs and rolls up the scroll.
And for these multitudinous offenses,
Yinny?
you are hereby sentenced to the final death.
God damn it, why the final death? Could I not, experience the first death?
Do any of you have anything to say for yourselves?
I didn't do shit. This is bullshit. I don't want to die. Again? Once was enough, and I have so much left to do, so many nefarious deeds to commit. I refuse to perish in this tacky, questionable motel room. If I'm going out, I'm going to do it in a blaze of sexy glory. I throw a pleading glance at Ilyas, Laurel, and Valeria. What the hell am I supposed to do?
You're not allowed to die yet!
Yeah, we haven't even yet. I mean, we have, but you know.
Do something, Laurel.
Laurel taps a finger to their chin, then calmly rolls their wrist in a matter-of-fact gesture of disagreement.
Objection. According to VRS Section 149.43 B1C, before any judgment can be executed, we are allowed a competency evaluation to be assessed by an appointed council member.
We are? The unbidden murderer's glee disappears from the clerk's eyes, and his shoulders slump. It looks like someone stole his candy.
Portman is correct. Unfortunately.
The clerk grumbles, and in an instant, the force holding us all captive dissipates. My hands instinctively fly to my chest in relief. We all immediately huddle together out of instinct. Ilyas places himself in front of us, hands on his hips and an impenetrable wall. Yeah, but he can sure penetrate me.
Laurel, have I ever told you that I love your sexy, sexy brain?
Hell yeah.
No one screws with Yinny but us. Laurel, I owe you one. Or 10.
I'll collect when the time is right.
But what does this all mean? I need to know if I'm in the clear or if the angel of death still looms over my head.
The council will appoint one of our members to serve as an unbiased evaluator and advocate for your fangling, or a guardian ad vitam. The guardian will make a home visit to conduct a full walkthrough of the living quarters of the fangling. The fangling will also need to submit to a series of tests issued by the appointed council member. Our prime objective is to determine if you've had adequate training from your sire and clanmates and can function as a member of society without drawing attention to our kind. The guardian ad vitam will report back to the council with their results. If you fail the mandatory assessment, the fangling will die. But if you pass and pay the appropriate amount in fines, the fangling can live.
Why are they called a guardian if they're gonna kill Yinny?
As your unregistered fangling is not legally recognized as a vampire, they cannot make decisions for themselves.
What the f***?
The guardian's role is to ensure that the best decision for your fangling is reached, including a swift but painful death.
That doesn't... Laurel clasps a hand on Ilyas's shoulder.
In short, we appear to be
Yes, very much so. Hey, it shouldn't be too hard, right? You show me so much. The three of them all avert their gazes, refusing to make eye contact with me. Okay, so for the last couple of months, they haven't shown me anything. All we've been doing is romping, crossing swords, and I've just been dual-wielding, if you know what I mean. And among other things. I was trying to be optimistic, but it's true that they've done a pretty shit job of showing me the ropes. Yeah, the only ropes that Ilyas has shown me have been white and sticky. I am Jon Snow. I know nothing. I sigh heavily. What other choice do we have?
none.
But we agreed to the assessment. Laurel glares at the clerk and offers a grave nod.
We agree.
All I can hope is that they have a cunning plan. I don't think so. Part 1. Mommy, you made that shit disappear like a magician. When we step inside the house, I can focus on nothing but the heavy pit of dread that seems to be making itself nice and comfy in my gut. Laurel, Valeria, and Ilyas shed their coats and settle in the living room, still looking pretty unbothered about the whole me possibly being unalived in a more permanent way thing. I stand in the doorway and throw my best disapproving glare in their direction, but they're too preoccupied with getting a game of snakes and ladders set up on the coffee table to notice my impending tantrum. Guys, are we seriously not going to talk about the elephant in the room? And the elephant being Ilyas's massive trunk. Ilyas's head immediately snaps up, his eyes darting around briefly before he seems to reason with himself that there is not, in fact, an actual elephant in our living room. Valeria smacks him on the back of the head and proceeds to throw the set of dice in my direction. Luckily, I catch them.
Hey!
Oh, stop standing there pouting, baby fangs. You're making the place look untidy. Now, go get your jammies on and join us for a game and we can plot our revenge.
Playing board games isn't exactly what I would call plotting revenge. Laurel sighs in a way that they often do that tells me I've totally missed the point. So I reluctantly drag my pouty ass to sit on the floor in front of them. Laurel leans over the coffee table between us and gives me a slow, affectionate series of pats on the head.
Poor sweet one. Did you really think we'd just let them get away with all of this and sit back as they reduce you to nothing more than a messy pile of blood and bones?
Yes, kind of. Yeah? You haven't exactly seemed bothered by this whole situation thus far. They tisk, sharing a knowing glance of Valeria as I lay out the tiny colored dots on the board.
Dibs on red!
I wanted to be red, you big useless tree.
Laurel rolls his eyes and removes himself from the sofa to get away from Ilyas and Valeria, who appear to be scrapping for the same playing piece. They move towards me in that slinky, cat-like way that always manages to draw my attention, and they settle beside me, their legs crossed.
We won't let anything happen to you.
Yay! Promise?
Promise.
Their voices like velvet, all smooth and quick to soothe any worries that swirl in my overactive brain. My anxiety dips, but just a little. I guess it's time to get back to business. Isn't it concerning hearing all those charges? How the hell did you even manage to get away with all that and for this long?
The council is lazy and incompetent. They're merely throwing their weight around in the absence of any meaningful influence over their so-called flock.
Yeah, they do seem to be that way. I'm just finding it hard to understand why they chose to come down on you all of a sudden. It's been literal decades. Was it something I did? Valeria scoffs, brushing down her hair where Ilyas had messed it up in their little fight. She appears to have been victorious if Ilyas's scowl is any indication.
Can we just play already? Valeria is mean and I'm getting hungry.
My conversation with Laurel will have to wait until the game is over, I guess. Picking up the die, I wield them like a weapon, reeled back and ready to shoot. We are going to discuss how we're getting ourselves out of this mess though, right?
Oh yeah.
Ugh, yes, kitten. Now roll the dice before I come over there and bite you. And not in a nice way.
But I don't want to die, I'm panicking. In my riled up mood, I maybe, definitely possibly, throw a little too hard and the dice hits the side of an empty blood mug left on the coffee table, flying across the room. We all watch in silence as it rolls to a stop right in the doorway to the hallway. A 6! My vampire eyes spot the number easily.
Oh, come on!
A vital piece of information to know about living in this household is that they take game night very seriously. Disrespecting any piece of their precious, carefully curated board game collection is a surefire way to get put in the naughty corner. Oops, Valeria gives me the look, the one that says I'm about to be in deep, sexy trouble. One corner of her mouth lifts into a threatening little smirk. I gulp.
Ooh, you did that on purpose, didn't you?
Maybe. I briefly toy with the idea of pissing her off. We all like it when she's mad. She gets pouty and stomps her feet. It's freaking adorable. I also like the way she tends to administer punishments that more often than not are kinky in variety. Maybe. Why? What are you gonna do about it? Ilyas lets out a wicked laugh, apparently eager for whatever Valeria is about to lay on me.
Oh, you're in for it now.
She leans forward, resting her elbow on her knee, her chin cupped in the palm of her hand.
Val?
On your knees, kitten. I want to see you crawl.
Excuse me?
Go fetch.
I sigh. You really done it now, Yinny. I move on to all fours, feeling their gazes burning on me as I make my way over to the dice nice and slow. Can I shake my butt for good measure as I crawl over? At least Laurel didn't get involved and tell me to meow this time. I'll do it anyway, for free. Small victories. When I stop in front of the dice, I feel my vampire senses tingling. Something isn't right. I hear Valeria and Laurel hiss through their clenched teeth, something territorial and primal, and a low, deep growl rumbles in Ilyas's chest. I tense, and an unfamiliar clicking of heels echoes in the hallway. Then the door opens right in front of me, Oh my god. The first thing I see is a pair of shiny, blood-red, expensive-looking pumps. I slowly drag my eyes up long legs clad in sheer stockings. There's a dangerously indecent slit in her tight-fitting pencil skirt, and a small cluster of tattoos visible on a sliver of pale, smooth skin. I swallow loudly because... wow, hello. My gaze continues to climb in a slow crawl until I finally find her face, and her eyes are scarlet and glistening with wicked intent.
Well. How nice of you to greet me like this. You must be the naughty little fangling I'm here to punish.
Distantly, I can hear my 3 clanmates behind me. They're chattering, maybe even shouting. Furniture scraping on the floorboards, but something clouds my mind. The sensation is like being pulled apart at the seams and coming undone. A choir sings in my head louder and louder, like every nerve in my body has been set alight, and all I see is her. Who the hell are you? Stare blankly, or pick this one. Mommy, through the haze. I try to think of something impressive to say. I had this weird unconscious desire to please her, so... Mommy! Probably not the right course of action. The stranger merely sighs. It's an inherently disappointing sound.
This should be easy.
She finally breaks our eye contact, and the word seems to come rushing back to me in startled, jarring clarity in a singular whoosh. A metaphorical slap in the face. With that clarity comes chaos. Because as I turn to seek out my clanmates, all I see is pure, unadulterated rage. The 3 of them look like a pack of feral cats, all bared, sharp teeth and wide-eyed murderous intent. And Ilyas's boob is still out. Do you guys think when Ilyas walks into a room, his n***s walk in first? Valeria's the first to speak. Her upper lip curled, but the attempt falls flat when the stranger raises her hand, effectively silencing hers. Yeah, she's gonna send us to super hell. I stare in awe. I've never seen Valeria listen to literally anyone. And the dread that was beginning to pool in my gut has suddenly made itself at home and started a family.
You know better than to interrupt me, petal.
Valeria's mouth audibly snaps shut, and I wait for Ilyas or Laurel to say something, but they don't. What is happening?
Are you staying down there all night? Is this some kind of kinky little game that the 3 of them are subjecting you to?
I like how it says Valeria on her leg and it's crossed out. The stranger tuts and offers me her hand. I hesitantly take it and she yanks, using the full force of her strength to lift me bodily. My feet dangle off the floor briefly before she sets me down. Her cool fingers curl around my wrist as she harshly tugs me close until our noses are brushing. My arm is pinned between us. But I think that's probably a bad freaking idea to attempt to struggle free. Subjecting me? No. I'm on the floor because I want to be here. When she speaks, her breath is sweet. Her perfume is even sweeter, but there's an edge to it like rotting flower petals.
Rose Bloodthorn, it's a pleasure to meet you.
I might not know much, but I do know that she's lying.
I would advise that you remove your hands from her if you want to keep them attached to your body.
Valeria's words cut deep, the tone of her voice something vicious. But I know her well enough to catch the edge of nervousness. Another jarring and un-Valeria-like action. Rose simply smirks, sighing like you might if you were scolding a child.
Protective of this one, are we? That's very interesting. Have you gone and gotten all attached?
She releases me with a shove and I stumble backwards from the force of it. Someone's jealous. I'm immediately grabbed by 3 pairs of eager hands that pull me close into their little protective huddle. Aww.
I was under the impression this was just another of your fleeting infatuations, and the incompetent at head office got your paperwork all mixed up.
No, this is a real deal this time, and you seem a little jealous.
Is this fangling really that special?
The way she's talking to them seems far too familiar for some random smoking hot council auditor. Hang on, you know her.
No is such a strong word.
Yeah, we a lot. On every surface and every position.
What the are you doing working for the council of all places? I thought you hated structure and politics.
Oh, hello, Gilbert. It's Gilbert and Moogle. Hey, Gilb. Hello, both of you. I find myself staring, still weirdly transfixed by both her beauty and her general alluring aura. I take advantage of the 4 of them bickering. I've grown adept at drowning out any white noise, and I let myself take her in properly. When do I get to take Ilyas in? Then I notice a tattoo. Elegant cursive letters, underlined by the sharp dip of her collarbone. The second one is almost completely obscured by the collar of her shirt. H, God, what a tattoo to get. Jesus. Hustler? Hustler? The room falls silent and I quickly realize that I said that out loud. Whoops.
Excuse me?
Sorry, it's just your tattoo. It's nice. I was just trying to figure out what it says.
And you thought that it read hustler.
Yes? Laurel scoffs.
Seems fitting to me.
Imagine having to hustle for pussy. Could never be me. Clearly it says humongous. You know, because it's gotta fit all that
Ilyas, you're gonna get us killed. He puffs out his huge chest, looking way too pleased with himself as Rose looks on in horror. Then he makes a lewd chopping gesture towards his crotch.
You made that shit disappear like a magician.
Shut up, Ilyas, you're gonna get us killed. Rose opens her mouth to respond, but Valeria beats her to it.
So, does that mean you're saying I have a huge Is that what you're implying, Illy?
The big idiot nods once.
Oh yeah, the hugest. It's like the Grand Canyon in there.
Ilyas, Laurel catches my gaze. Both of us staring at each other in disbelief, our eyes wide. I'm in the way? But look at Laurel.
Start running.
The small, suddenly murderous vampire rounds on Ilyas, her fist clenched so tightly that I think she might draw blood.
Chill out, Val, it's a compliment.
A compliment?
She takes another step forward, somehow managing to make herself look huge despite the fact that she's squaring up to a man almost twice her size. Laurel seems to sense I'm on the verge of attempting to defuse the situation and curls his finger around my upper arm, tugging me back until I'm pressed flush against his chest. Their lips brush my ear, their voice low and sultry.
Careful, baby fangs. I want to see how this plays out.
But Rose
is also invested.
Yeah, this is how she's like really into it. Look at her. They take a hold of my chin and gently turn my head so that I'm looking at the auditor. And sure enough, she's staring at the soon-to-be scrapping pair. Her expression is lusty, lips parted, eyes hooded, curious and curiouser.
I used to be amused at some of the world's greatest poets, and you telling me that my being as cavernous as the Grand Canyon is a compliment?
Ilyas suddenly seems to realize just how monumentally he's messed up. So he does one thing that all of us know will appease her without fail.
Valeria, love of my life. The most beautiful, violent, brilliant creature I've ever seen. Owner of the world's second most perfect pair of tits after mine.
Jesus Christ.
What I meant was...
a simple, if not a little over-exaggerated ego stroke. He reaches out, sliding a huge hand over her tiny waist, like some hero on the cover of one of those classic smutty novels.
No one takes a dick like you, baby.
Oh my god. Oh my god. As complex as Valeria likes to think she is, she's actually no better than him. Yeah? Yeah. They immediately begin making out. Weirdly, these sounds are like awful. Laurel, I'm gonna screw right in front of the auditor who decides if I live or die. Laurel merely sighs.
It might go in your favor if I know Rose.
What?
Enough!
Ilyas and Valeria fly apart, both looking shocked, mildly annoyed, and Rose scoffs and walks forward, her hips swaying in an exaggerated manner as she crosses the room to join us. And then she smirks, fixing her gaze upon me and tilting her head. Her movements are distinctly feline, like a lioness sizing up her prey or something equally as terrifying.
You wanted to know what this says?
She maintains eye contact, trailing an elegant red polish-tipped finger over the rest of her collarbone to trace the text. She tugs her crisp collar aside to reveal the rest of the tattoo. It reads, Hunter.
You know, all of us do silly things when we're young, dumb, and full of blood. And eating a lot of...
Thank you for sharing.
I think I'm going to have a wonderful time here.
Now that I notice that Rose didn't just bring herself, but a whole entourage of suitcases, I hear a soft thud as she purposely drops one of her bags to her feet. She produces a clipboard and a pen, and clicks the nib in and out a few times, the noise grating.
I'll be here for the next 4 days to watch your every move. On the 4th day, I'll make my final assessment and either deem you a fit member of society or fit for the stake.
Ilyas' stake? Rosen looks around the room in thinly veiled disgust.
Now, who's going to show me to my chamber so I can get settled in before I ruin your lives?
How rude. And the four of us stare at her blankly. I can almost imagine there being a cartoon-esque sound of us blinking loudly as she awaits our response. Ilyas clears his throat and takes one for the team. There's a nasty mattress in the loft or whatever. Rose sighs, and I have a feeling she's regretting all the decisions in life that brought her here. As the sun threatens to rise, I find myself sitting alone in the lounge, pondering the events of the evening. How did I get here? 1 minute I'm living a perfectly happy, stress and drama-free immortal life with my 3 super hot housemates, and the next is apparently me facing a potentially imminent demise if I fail the series of tests Rose has set out for me. After Ilyas graciously escorted her to the leaky attic and got her acquainted with the questionable mattress, she waltzed back downstairs to brief us. We probably should have saved the mattress introduction for after. I think it made her meaner. Rose is gonna spend the next few days assessing us, observing every little interaction, deciding if Illy, Val and Laurel are responsible enough companions for a fangling like me. Safe to say I'm shitting it. They vowed to spend time to bestow their great and varied knowledge upon me, in the hopes that it'll impress Rose and also give me some much needed insight on how to be a respectful member of vampire society. Rose was highly amused by this bold statement. I get the impression she knows enough about them that she's expecting them to fail horribly. I also get the impression that she's gonna find a certain amount of pleasure in cutting my head off, or whatever form of murder that she favors. Maybe a stiletto to the heart. At least it would be a relatively fashionable way to go. I groan. I guess I should at least try and get some rest before my pseudo training starts tomorrow. Go to Ilyas, go to Laurel's, go to Valeria, sleep on the couch. We are going to Ilyas. I drag myself towards the staircase and head up to Illy's room. I can't help but to be drawn to my sire. I also know he'll say some wild shit to distract me from my fatalistic thoughts. Sure enough, when I step inside his room, he's there, having his own private little rave to the latest Juego lads drop. Nice moves! He turns to face me with a swivel of his hips, and the ridiculous grin on his face makes me laugh.
Oh, hey! Check it out. I learned this sick new move called the meat stick from this dance challenge on Toktik.
I love this scene. The meat stick? This'll be good. Please, show me immediately. He grins, shoving his phone into my hands. Illy, this is sticky.
It came like that. Anyway, I need you to film me so I can show all those humans how it's really done. Make sure you stand way back or else my gonna launch you right up into the attic.
Aha, thank you. How big is it?
I should make that the video. Juego Lad 2 Sexy's Couple Challenge.
You'll be banned off TikTok. I only have myself to blame for this. I never should have introduced him to this damn app. Yeah, now he's addicted to short-form content. But like I said, I can always trust him to distract me. That rings true as I bask in the sight of his massive tongue swinging about like a giant meaty metronome. That's insane. Thank the Lord and also Satan for flimsy basketball shorts. Do you guys think it makes like a meaty slapping noise every single time he gyrates? Part 2. Valeria. The evening after our first rude awakening. I wake up and dutifully make my way to Valeria's room for my first lesson. I sit on the edge of the mattress and observe as Valeria wanders her room like some kind of fashionable half-naked spectre. She carefully pokes the various trinkets that line her dresser with a fingertip, apparently unwilling to start our little training session until all of them are in a satisfactory position. Or she's stalling. I know Rose's presence stresses her out. I've never seen her this out of sorts before. She even forgot to brush her beloved Dennis this morning. I love how, her cat's name is Nasty Dennis. It's not just Dennis, the full name is Nasty Dennis. I clear my throat. So, what incredible knowledge will you bestow upon me to prevent my horrible, untimely murder? She looks so good. Look at her outfit. Valeria snaps out of her little routine and turns, fixing me with a narrow stare.
I'm the first one to give you this council-mandated silly little life lesson, correct?
Yes? I nod quickly and she sighs, pinching the bridge of her nose between her forefinger and thumb with a pained expression. She looks so good.
Illy is just going to end up talking about killing and
Yeah?
Laurel, damned if I know what philosophical bullshit they all ramble on about.
So what you're saying is that you're my only hope. She grins wickedly.
See, you're already learning. I'm just that good of a teacher. Now,
Valeria saunters over to stand directly in front of me, where I sit not so patiently on her bed.
are you aware that I've never, ever been caught out by a single human? That I am the master of subtlety and evasion?
Are you? Before my brain has a chance to process what I'm doing, I laugh. Valeria sneers. I don't think she was joking. I make a point to sit a little straighter and offer her a polite smile, and her expression softens into something a little less violent but definitely still suspicious.
as I was saying,
She sighs loudly, woefully.
I'm really the only one in this house who has managed to fool people into thinking I'm a perfectly normal human, despite my frankly outrageous inhuman beauty and inimitable charisma. Things that humans certainly do not possess.
I nod furiously.
As vampires, we're susceptible to, let's say, slipping up every now and again. We are servants to our baser primal instincts, after all. Accidents happen.
But not for you. She hums, pleased, and reaches out to give me an affectionate tap on the end of my nose.
Ooh, what a clever little kitten. As someone who lived among literal gods of our kind, like Lord Dracula himself, I have a unique advantage when it comes to the art of being the perfect vampire.
So you've never really been caught? Not once. Thinking about her penchant for dramatics, I'm finding this incredibly hard to believe.
Well, I have, but I immediately killed them, so it's not like there's any trace of it. Plausible deniability.
I don't think that counts. Right. So that's the answer then. Doesn't matter if you get caught, just make sure you kill them if you do. Valeria claps, letting out a pleased squeal.
Oof, I'm so good at this.
I don't think so. As much as I love that to be the only lesson I need to take in, I know I need a little more help, especially if whatever test Rose is cooking up for me includes real living, breathing humans. Something about the way she seemed to instantly dislike me tells me she isn't gonna make this easy. I have to at least try and get these three to impart some of their wisdom on me. They've all made it this far. Somehow, maybe it's divine retribution, like the universe is amused by the three of them wreaking havoc across the earth. Valeria's attention has already started to waver. She's wandered over to her vanity during my little internal monologue and is eyeing her jewelry box. If I don't act quickly, she could be distracted for a while. She's like a magpie when presented with something shiny. Val, do you think you could maybe elaborate a little on the whole how to act like a regular human person when you're very much not one? She scrunches up her pretty face.
I mean, weren't you literally just a normal human a few months ago? Why do you need me to give you hot tips when I've been as dead as a doornail for a few centuries?
I mean, she kinda has a point. And then I realize we're approaching this the wrong way. I need to know how to be a vampire. Frankly, they've all done a shit job at easing me into undead life. I think I might even be a little spoiled. They seem to almost enjoy caring for me, despite the fact that they never dare to admit it. I think that maybe I gave them a new sense of purpose after centuries of not really having anything to focus on outside of screwing and killing, and causing a lot of property damage. Can you imagine if you walk into Ilyas's room, and instead of fist-sized holes in his room, there's still fist-sized holes everywhere, but it's at a lower level right where his crotch is? I think that you need to teach me how to be an upstanding member of vampire society rather than how to act like a human. And who better to teach me that than the most experienced vampire I know? Her head whips around faster than the speed of light. I got her. Hook, line, and sinker. I'm sure you have so many amazing stories to tell me that could serve as a great life lesson.
Oh.
You know what? You're right, I do. So many. She stands, her hips swaying with a little bit of extra oomph as she stalks towards me and prods me in the stern. Ow!
Buckle up, baby fangs. I'm going to make sure no one has ever vampired the way you're going to vampire when I'm done with you.
I'm ready. Vampire me up. I wanna pick these ones. I'm so ready. Vampire me up. Valeria taps her finger against her chin, seemingly deep in thought.
If I know one thing about that psycho bitch, she's not going to make this easy on us. She'll put you in the worst possible situation to test your limits.
Like what exactly?
I don't know. Lock you in a room with a horde of delicious, bleeding humans on the brink of death and tell you to keep your fangs to yourself?
That's weirdly specific. She shrugs and stares me down.
Do you think you could control yourself?
I'd like to think I could, but in reality it might be pretty difficult. I only need to think about it for a second. No way. No, I don't. Or at least I haven't been exposed to enough humans to really know if I would be able to. She hums, tapping her chin again.
When I was first turned by my traitorous rat of a husband, he kept me away from humans for what felt like an eternity, minus the ones he would bring me to feed on. I struggled to control myself when we finally ventured out into society. Everything is so overwhelming when you're freshly risen. The colors, the noise, the smell of it all, that life buzzing around you, like an all-you-can-eat buffet. You think that because you hold all of this newfound power, you can get away with murder. But there's nothing more dangerous to our species than a sloppy vampire.
Yeah, one that leaves a trail. So how did you manage?
As you know, all of our senses are heightened, and so is our strength. But that also means that if you push past the bloodlust and desire, you're capable of incredible control.
So what happened to Ilyas? Valeria laughs, her shoulders shaking.
Illy was born in a much different world, kitten. He didn't have to control himself. He might have caused us more than a few problems over the centuries, but it's a little late to change him now.
Well, we still love him anyway, even though he's a disaster, and he doesn't wear shirts that cover his nipples. You wouldn't anyway, right? She shakes her head.
Imagine how boring life would be if that big meathead was tame.
That is true. Imagine a story with just like bland characters. That'd be so boring.
He keeps things spicy. Plus, Laurel and I are quite adept at cleanup operations. We look hot in rubber gloves, I'll have you know.
I would like to see this.
Play your cards right and you might get lucky, baby fangs. We're never too far away from Illy snapping and doing something heinous.
Just as I'm about to respond to her, the door swings open, and Rose stands there in all her glory. At first, she's small and unassuming, but much like Valeria, she still manages to have a suffocating presence. And there's something larger than life about her that almost makes you recoil in submission. Valeria makes a weird noise. I don't think I've heard from her before. A mix between a growl and a hiss, her expression vaguely murderous.
Did they forget to teach you how to knock at bitch school?
Wow. Rose doesn't flinch at Valeria's shitty and frankly kind of disappointing insult.
Oh, don't be like that, Petal. I know you're positively thrilled to see me.
I don't know. She steps inside the room, clipboard firmly fixed to her hand, and takes in her surroundings. Valeria's hands are curled into fists at her side as Rose stalks around the bedroom, watching her with very thinly veiled rage. Rose lets out a pleased hum when she finds Val's beloved handcuffs on her bedside table, turning to us with a sly smile.
Nice to see you haven't changed. Good old predictable Valeria.
Bougie sellout.
Valeria mutters something that sounds a lot like bougie sellout under her breath, as Rose straightens up, staring down her clipboard with a raised brow. She must be entering business mode.
Now, what are you two up to here? Working hard, I hope.
Well, not really working hard, but I sure am hard. I mean, what? Valeria was educating me on,
Etiquette!
Rose doesn't even try to hide her amusement.
Is that so? And since when do you have any knowledge about that?
She clicks her pen and waits while Val buzzes with annoyance. I am once again sensing a bit of tension.
Don't be such a bitter old crone, Tatiana.
Tatiana. Rose's upper lip twitches. If humans had hackles, hers will be standing at full attention.
Didn't I once have to teach you how to dress appropriately, so you wouldn't look like a hot mess in front of Vlad and be thrown out of the castle? Maybe you should show me a little respect.
So there's history here. The deep centuries-long kind. Yeah, apparently. Also, are they gonna fight? I would pay to see that.
Now, let's not make this personal, Petal. I was just teasing.
Valeria looks hard and cold and perfect, simmering with a blistering vengeance that could burn everything in sight. Even her sex faces all look like she's on the verge of murder. So maybe I'm misreading the vibe, but I feel like I need some popcorn. Watching two hotties fight is on my post-kick-the-bucket list.
Maybe you should just get back to concentrating on saving the Fangling, Just pretend I'm not even here.
This is awkward. She clicks her pen again and poises it above the page. Her expression is still sour, and I can tell she's trying really hard to remain unaffected by Val's dig. Valeria can obviously detect this too. I know the biggest mistake Rose made was provoking her, like poking a lioness that's definitely guarding a fresh carcass with a big stick. Pretending won't be a problem.
Come here, kitten.
Valeria beckons me over. She laces our fingers together, drawing me closer. And while she's arguably the most physically affectionate of my clanmates, I get the feeling that she's putting on a show. She drags the back of her finger over the apple of my cheek in a gentle caress, her face softening as she looks at me. How well do you remember the nights that Illy turned you? I swallow as her finger finds a scar left by Ilyas's teeth. Oh, you know. Yeah, pretty well. Not like it's burned into my brain as the single hottest thing that's ever happened to me, and is the most replayed memory in my spank bank or anything. Me, the night I got slurped by Ilyas like a juice box. She hums, pleased. and then she makes pointed direct eye contact with Rose. I notice that the other vampire is watching us intently, her expression one that I can't quite decipher. It's either extreme thirst or extreme anger. It's difficult to tell with her.
Welcoming someone new into a relationship as intimate as one between vampires isn't something to be taken lightly.
I think Rose is going to take that personally.
But when we laid eyes upon you, well, we just knew.
I try to refute that fact, but Valeria giggles and quickly clamps her hand over my mouth.
Love at first sight, right?
I nod slowly as best as I can and mumble against her palm. I can vaguely hear Rose scribbling away on a keyboard at an almost frantic pace. And when I cast her another glance, her lips are pursed like she's just sucked on a particularly sour lemon. Yeah, she is very jealous. It would appear that Valeria has hit some kind of nerve.
Oh, we're just so lucky. A happy little family.
Valeria's voice is edging on manic, and I'm really not sure how Rose isn't seeing right through her weirdness. I widen my eyes at her in question, considering I still can't freaking talk, and she responds with a vaguely threatening look that conveys a distinct feeling of shut the hell up. Val leans in and starts nuzzling at the curve of my jaw, making strange little noises. It's then that I hear a loud clatter, and both of our heads snap around to see Rose scrambling to pick up her dropped clipboard. Weird.
Right, well, you seem to have this all under control, Valeria.
She straightens, regaining her lost composure, and suddenly she seems far less intimidating.
I'll be around to observe your session with Ilyas tomorrow.
Woohoo! She smooths her hand down the front of her perfectly ironed skirt, nods once and then awkwardly slips out the door. The second the door is closed, Valeria slumps against me and finally frees my mouth.
I was worried she'd never leave.
Her left eye twitches quite intensely. So? That happened.
Don't look at me like that, kitten. I did what I had to do.
Love at first sight?
Ugh.
I playfully reach for her, making kissy noises. She groans and swats me away, her face scrunched up into an adorable little pout.
Piss off and die.
Hey! Funny, I remember it more like wanting to tear Yinny apart limb by limb at first sight.
Mm-hmm.
Technicalities.
Have you never heard of taking creative liberties, kitten? A little embellishment never hurt anyone.
A little? That was like a full embellishment. It was wearing a whole entire suit of armor. What's your history with her anyway? Valeria shrugs, a little petulant.
We once.
Once? Is that it? I mean, you don't have to tell me. But she does seem to be holding a whopper of a grudge, considering she's the one who says if I stay dead or die. She huffs pathetically, stumping her foot like she does when she's not getting her way. Then she pouts at me, her eyes all big and shiny, but I stare her down. I just,
Okay, fine. It was more like we a few hundred times over centuries and across multiple continents.
That doesn't seem like once. See? That wasn't so hard. You know who else is hard though? Ilyas. She sighs, admitting defeat, and then she gets that look. The one where I know she's about to launch into one of her unending story spirals.
You know, we actually had a pretty great orgy with Dracula and his wives once. A real puss fest. Vlad really knows how to pick his women, let me tell you.
Why does she say it like that? Like with the inflection?
Rose went by Tatiana Barbanegra back then. Dreadful name, I know. Anyway, she was a hot mess. Quite tragic, really. She used to mix patterns and wear drop waists.
I gasp, feigning outrage like I have a clue what the hell that means.
That was practically social suicide if you want to be accepted into the high society circles in Romania back then. And then this other time we did body shots off the Jersey Devil. Blood, of course.
Oh yeah, that was definitely the detail I was curious about when you said that. She smiles and shakes her head, clearly having a grand time reminiscing.
Oh, that guy knows how to party. He really gets around, you know. The wings help, obviously. But there's really a...
Well, you guys heard it here first. The Jersey Devil is a massive slut. 1 hour later.
So I said, get back here and finish what you started. So she did, and we had the most wonderful threesome in the woods.
I thought Camilla died in the end. She looks at me like I've grown another head. Though with all the cryptic screwing I've just learned that she's done in her life, I don't think an extra head or even multiple appendages would shock her.
This isn't one of your silly little stories. Last I heard, she was definitely still alive. I think she lives in Queens.
Oh my god. Right. Okay, so basically you and Rose meet up once or twice a century, have depraved with a host of different notable historical figures and or cryptids.
Yeah.
So why is she so pissed at you? Sounds to me like you had a great time.
You might not know this because I'm quite a humble person, but I am quite fond of being lavished with praise.
Ah, yes, I couldn't tell. I bite my tongue. If this was an episode of The Office, I'd be staring blankly into the lens of the camera right now. I definitely haven't noticed. You're very subtle about it, if true.
Well, after our little summer-long fling in Venice back in the 60s, she turns up with my name tattooed on her thigh.
Uh-oh.
She told me that she was ready to commit to that bomb Valeria pussy for eternity.
The added flair of air quotes at the end adds a super effective layer to her storytelling. She sighs woefully.
It's true that once you've had a taste of Valeria, there's no going back. Poor darling was totally smitten. I'm used to breaking hearts, but I've never known anyone to be quite so pathetic about it. I really despise desperation. It's why I love Laurel and Illy so much. They don't chat any of that sentimental shit.
So you left her? Valeria scoffs like she's both outraged that I had the audacity to ask, and all too aware that she did kind of a shitty thing.
Yeah. And what about it?
I like how her accent breaks through, like her original one. I mean, you could have let her down gently maybe. I would also be devastated if you blew me off. She looks mad because you're so perfect, and I think I would rather die again than navigate this unlife without you. I totally understand the Trojan War now.
A little thick on the drama, but you're learning, baby fangs.
She flops back on the bed, staring up at the ceiling.
Thank God I dodged a bullet. I mean, look at her. She waltzes around with her perfect doing mundane tasks like, I don't know, slashing vital funds from budgets, making us pay taxes, jizzing herself over the power trip.
Graphic imagery? She definitely looks like the type to be up for some majorly sexy policy violation, though. Valeria continues to lament, blissfully ignorant to my attempt at contributing.
She just gets paid a meager wage to have a stick up her tight, perfectly waxed a**hole. She used to live such a glamorous, depraved life. Partying all night, murderous rampages, shopping.
Valeria sits up so fast she scares me. She looks startled, or maybe like she's having a mid-immortality crisis.
What if that happens to me? What if I wake up one day and have the urge to...
She shoves her hands in her hair and pulls at the strands dramatically.
become a bureaucrat?
Oh, I hope not.
What if that's why she's here? To indoctrinate me as revenge for breaking her poor, pathetic heart.
She begins pacing and I get the distinct feeling that we've gone so far off course that I don't think we'll be able to find our way back. She's literally here to murder me. I'm pretty sure she's actually here to ensue my murder. Remember that whole situation? And we could maybe get back on track with trying to prevent that. Please? Valeria stops in her tracks and casts me a pitiful glance.
You're right.
Val, please. Wait, really? I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've heard Valeria say those words. To anyone. Ever. I almost feel like I should retrieve Laurel and Ilyas to immortalize the moment. It's unlikely to happen again. Valeria gets close to me and tenderly cups my face in her hands. I try not to be tense, but historically, she is a particularly volatile woman.
I don't want you to die.
Oh, how sweet. I don't want to die either. That's nice. Thanks, Val. She smiles sweetly and something in my chest flutters as her thumb brushes over the apples of my cheeks.
You're welcome. I mean, who else would do the dishes when Illy lets them pile up? Or feed Dennis when I can't be bothered?
Who did the dishes prior to me being turned? Well, you three could, but...
Shh.
She covers my mouth with a firm finger, shaking her head. Her sweet smile turning almost eerily patronizing.
No.
She's pinching my cheeks, hard enough that it would hurt really badly if I wasn't indestructible, but it still twinges.
What did we do to deserve you, A silly human stumbling into our den like a disoriented little deer. Primed and ready for the taking.
It is true, I am always ready for the taking. She pats me on the head.
Everything is going to be just fine.
Funny, because I still have this, heavy foreboding feeling in my stomach. And my organs don't even function anymore. Don't worry, Yini, that's just the after effects that you felt last night from Ilyas. I run my tummy for dramatic effect. Is it a vampire thing? Hunger? Am I horny? No. What is it? Valeria hums, tapping a finger against her chin like she's deep in thought when she definitely isn't. Then she grins, raising that same finger in the air like she's just had a eureka moment. Those deadly pearly whites glisten threateningly in the low light of the room.
Oh, dread!
I sigh. Yeah, that'll be it. 3. Ilyas, welcome to the real world I've been killing for millenniums. Another day, another lesson. After Valeria's insightful but wholly useless training session yesterday, it's time for part 2 of my Vampirism for Dummies crash course. When I get to Ilyas's room, he closes the door behind us without nearly taking it off its hinges. For once, something's definitely up with him. Hello, Ilyas. I see that you are still showing off your nipples. He looks at me with a frown. His handsome face marked by an expression that seems to suggest he's burdened with thoughts far too complex for that brain of his. Ilyas is normally so cheerful. It's shocking to see him like this. What's wrong, Illy? Ilyas bares his teeth, angry.
That damn council! A bunch of egghead nerds telling us what to do? Like we're not superior beings! Those guys became vampires, same as us, and instead of sucking blood and forever, they decided to make a club where they tell other, cooler, hotter, smarter, more muscular vampires what to do! Bullshit!
Tell him to focus. Hey, I get that you're pissed off, but my life is on the line here. Could you focus, please? Ilyas pouts at my gentle reprimand. There really is nothing but a soft caramel core at the center of this massive murder man.
I get that. My huge complicated brain can know more than one thing at once, you know.
I know. Let's get down to business though, okay? This is important. Ilyas nods, seemingly back on track. His words about the egghead nerds are still sticking with me, his anger level specifically. So anyway, why is it all bullshit exactly? This council stuff really bothers you, huh, buddy?
What? What do you mean, why?
Let's just unpack that. What's this bullshit about the situation?
Let's unpack that. You sound like Laurel.
But we love Laurel.
Yeah, we do, but that's Laurel shit. Don't do that.
I just mean like, let's think about why this bothers you.
I didn't become a vampire to think.
Yeah, I know, I can tell. Didn't you tell me you didn't even have a choice?
Exactly. My muscles got me here, and they're gonna get me out of this.
He begins flexing furiously, as though that would help in some way. When nothing happens, he looks at me expectantly. Compliment him. Wait for him to finish. I want to compliment him so bad. Wait quietly for him to finish. I watch Ilyas flex, waiting for him to finish. It's an impressive sight certainly, but nothing's new when we have work to do. When I don't fall to pieces over his flexing, he stops, frowning.
Yeah, well.
He clears his throat.
Calm down. I know you love this, but we've got shit to handle, so...
Hey! I look at him stone-faced and he bites his lip. One fang cutely poking into his lower lip as he tries to take back control of the moment.
Anyway, guess we better get to work or whatever. Ugh.
Uh-huh.
What did you and Val do when you were with her?
She taught me vampire etiquette.
Etiquette?
Ilyas frowns. Yeah, etiquette, you know, the rules of being a vampire. Also, I'd break in 2 minutes. Like blending in, not getting caught by humans, how to be an upstanding member of vampire society. Well, she kinda did. Yeah, the little spot on his cheek, so cute. Ilyas's face twists into an expression not unlike one you might see if you just invited him to play a rousing game of chess.
So, all the boring shit you don't need to bother with. Right, okay. I'm gonna talk to you about the best part of being a vampire. Outside of being hot, living forever, and being good at murder.
He pauses for dramatic effect.
Murder.
Yes? I feel like that's kind of covered by being good at murder.
And here's the thing. It doesn't just feel good. Getting away with it is easy as hell.
Is it now, Ilyas? Is it? It is? He gives me a devious grin, tapping his temple as he does. I know he's about to say something that is the exact opposite of what his expression suggests.
Human bodies disappear all by themselves when killed by a vampire, as long as you kill them well before sunrise.
I don't think that's how it works, Ilyas. I'm sorry? What?
Nobody ever talks about it because they don't want the secret to get out. But it's an emergency, so I'm going to tell you now.
Ilyas, I used to be a human until just recently, remember? And I watch more true crime documentaries than you can even imagine. That is 100% not true, not even a little bit. Ilyas shakes his head with a pitying sort of expression on his face.
Oh, sweetie. So innocent. So naive. This is probably so shocking to you to hear, but it's true.
Have I lost my mind? What the hell is he even talking about? He's so certain, I'm always starting to second guess some extremely basic facts.
Look, you want me to show you? Because we can just go outside right now.
Yeah, sure. Whip it out, I guess. I mean, yeah, actually, there's no freaking way. Ilyas shrugs, opening the door and picking me up, slinging me over his shoulder. Stop, T. Put me down, weirdo. Ilyas doesn't pay me any mind. Walking downstairs and out the front door. He doesn't let me down until we've gotten to the street. I glare at him, but he just shrugs.
I'm faster than you, and this is an emergency, right?
I suppose so. Doesn't mean that you need to carry me like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, potato, tomato.
That's not how they're saying.
Shh. Listen up. I'm about to drop some knowledge on you.
I don't think it's knowledge. I think you're just a bit dumb. Ilyas sniffs the air, inhaling deeply and exhaling with a sort of growl.
You smell that? There's a delivery boy somewhere around here.
It's so I like when his eyes turn red because he's so pretty. I sniff the air, but unfortunately, while becoming a vampire sharpened my senses, I can't quite compare to Ilyas, especially not on a drizzly night like this. Oh, yeah, totally. It smells like real delivery out here tonight. Totally smelling that.
He's just down the street that way. I'll bring him back here so you can see what happens for yourself. Watch and learn.
Okay. I watch as Ilyas goes tearing ass down the street. We don't get out nearly as much as we should. Or shouldn't? Should vampires get out? So it's been a while since I've seen him do this. It's always a terrifying sight to watch him work, even as a vampire. Some horrified screams and a particularly grisly sound later, Ilyas returns covered in blood with a mostly intact, fresh corpse. Rest in pieces, delivery boy.
Okay, so I was totally gonna save you some, but my hunter instincts took over, and this guy's about as dry as Val's post Valley Mart.
I mean, not gonna lie, blood-covered Ilyas looks so good. You're really getting colorful with your imagery, Illy. Look at you.
I know. It's all that fan fiction you keep reading to me before bed.
I do what now? Ilyas grabs the end of his tank and wipes himself down before depositing the remains of the once delivery boy in the front yard. He takes my hand, leading me over to the hedges to hide.
And now, we wait.
I really don't think we're gonna see anything. He places a meaty, calloused finger to my lips. I don't know what he thinks is gonna happen, but I decide to humor him. It takes about 10 minutes before I hear the sound of Laurel and Valeria's voices inside. It sounds like Laurel is saying,
Not again.
I thought you had a talk with him about this.
I did. But you know, he's showing off, so everything goes out the window.
I'm special.
Get the gloves then.
Ilyas giggles next to me. Laurel and Val are gonna see it too. Just wait. A few minutes later, Laurel and Val emerge from the house, both garbed in what seems to be pink marigold gloves, carrying buckets and some strange tools. Val huffs and slings the body around her neck like a fur stole and takes it around the back of the house, while Laurel gets to work cleaning the area of any gore. Ilyas's jaw drops as he watches.
What the fuck?
He looks so shocked. Oh, this poor boy. These two must have been cleaning up after him for centuries, and he's only just found out. Illy, I'm sorry. This must be such a shock to you.
Laurel and Valeria are sabotaging me?
I don't think that's it. You're as gorgeous as your big, but...
There's no other explanation. They're haters. I knew it all along.
Valeria looks right at Ilyas as she walks into the house, acknowledging his obvious presence for the first time with a roll of her eyes.
Illy, darling, this is all very cute. But do you mind getting a move on and bestowing baby fangs with your great knowledge before Miss Dickhead cuts the kitten's little head off?
I've got so much to go over myself, and time's running short. No more field trips, okay?
Ilyas watches his housemates/partners walk into the house, his jaw still dropped. Let him be delusional. I hate to say it, but I always got a hater vibe off those two. I love them, but they just can't stand to see you be great.
I knew it!
I think I've learned as much about this as I can for now, though. Why don't we go back inside?
Yeah, fine. Down here anyway.
He's so grumpy. He still seems sullen. I'll get over it quickly enough. I just hope he shakes his funk sooner rather than later. We've been at this for some time, and I haven't actually learned anything useful yet. This can't be good. Ilyas heaves a sigh, contemplating the nudes on the wall like they might contain other secrets of the universe. I ought to ask him something to see if I can get him back on track. Hey, Ilyas. A knock at the door jolts us both. No one in this house ever had the courtesy to knock.
What do you want? We're trading!
Yeah, we're about to bang a lang.
I'm coming in.
Damn it. It's not a question or even a warning. The door swings open and in walks Rose. Current thorn in our side's a massive distraction. Ilyas whips around to look at her, his voice a growl when he speaks.
Is that any way to talk to the woman in charge of whether your little fangling lives or dies?
Just say whatever the you were gonna say, and get out already.
He's not happy.
I'm here to observe, Ilyas. Did you already forget what my role is? Do not fool yourself into thinking I'm here by choice.
Oh, well, whatever. Just stay out of my way.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of getting in your way.
She clicks her pen obnoxiously, holding up her clipboard and writing something down, quite obviously here, specifically to get in our way.
Just proceed as if I'm not even here.
Fine.
I wish I could do that. Ilyas seems rather out of sorts, but I can't let Rose throw us off.
Oh, where was I?
We were just talking about murder, right? Ilyas snaps his fingers as if he just had some great breakthrough.
Murder! Yeah, murder.
I can feel Rose's red gaze burning a hole in me, and it makes me nervous. I better make sure he doesn't bring up the literal murder he just committed. Since we've already discussed corpse disposal in great detail, maybe we should talk about something else?
Okay, yeah, nice. Maybe we should go over to the fun part then.
The fun part?
How much to kill your target?
Oh no. Oh, makes sense. I glance at Rose, who's busy writing something down on that damn clipboard.
Now, a badass stone-cold killer like me is capable of all kinds of killing.
You don't say.
But just because you can, doesn't mean you should.
I feel like you don't really take your own advice, Ilyas. Wow, I'm shocked. Is Ilyas talking about restraint? A quality that I've never seen him display? Well, I guess he did show a lot of restraint when he turned me, but he liked me. I can't say the same for his victims. Right.
So, I'm gonna give you a little demonstration. Just need someone to practice on.
Me. He looks around the room, his gaze flitting back and forth between me and Rose. Volunteer yourself. Yeah, me. Should I volunteer myself? Yeah. I blurt the words out so swiftly and loudly I almost startle myself. Me. Do it on me. Rose gives me a look that sends a chill down my spine, but I do my best not to think much of it. Ilyas walks up to me and places a hand on my shoulder as he speaks.
Alright, so when you're feeding, it's real easy to get all for blood and just go at it anywhere.
Uh-huh.
But that's rookie shit. Yeah, sure, if you bite a human anywhere, they'll bleed, but blood comes out of you faster in different places. Don't ask me why, but it does. And you know how fear and desire makes your blood taste better? Well, where it comes from and how old it is changes that too.
We all got our own tastes. Val likes different blood than me. I like different blood than Laurel. You're still figuring your shit out. Most vampires go for the neck because it's a classic kill. Easy. He tilts my head to the side and I feel his fangs grazing my neck. It's hard to forget the night that he turned me. Somehow, I managed to dodge getting killed, only to end up having the best of my life and achieving my dream of becoming a vampire. He's pretty, isn't he, Yummy? I'm used to him being around now. But when he's this close to me, it's still hard to think. I'm not ready to say goodbye to him, nor Laurel or Valeria. I finally found where I belong. I have to see this through.
You bite down right here, and the blood comes out quick and easy and fresh. But that shit's boring. A hunter like me needs more than that.
A click from Rose's pen and some furious writing. Uh-oh. I don't exactly know the rules of vampiring, but I have a bad feeling Ilyas is about to range into dangerous territory. I should see if I can help him steer out of it.
Now the real mess comes from here.
Ilyas sinks down to his knees, grabbing my knee in one meaty hand and turning it out, his fingertips straight at my thighs. Not enough to be an obvious distraction in front of Rose, but just enough to fluster me. There's no way she misses the cheeky wink that he shoots me.
It's gonna get real sexy in a second here. And I'm not sorry.
Oh! He draws a line down my thigh, leaving a trail of fire in his wake. He pokes a spot in the middle of my thigh.
There's a little bit in here where if you bite, it can kill any human in a minute.
He places his cheek on my thigh, and I feel like I might combust.
You tease your prey a little before they die, you get all that good seasoning in their blood. Tell them to tell you how hot you are.
Never gets old.
Ooh, they love that shit. You get them to call you daddy before they go, and I guarantee you that blood will taste better than anything. Except for fear blood.
Alright, noted. Oh my god, that laugh.
I remember the last time I had a kill like that. Oh, fuck.
Ilyas, I know it's been a few years since we met, but Jesus Christ, I completely forgot that he moaned like that. My ears, absolutely catching me off guard. I look over at Rose, and I get the feeling she's torn between writing things down and enjoying Ilyas's thirst for murder. I clear my throat loudly, And luckily it's enough to shake him from his fantasy. He lifts his head back off my thigh.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said before, you bite them right here and they'll be dead in a minute.
I see Rose pursing her lips there in the background. If I have this right, Ilyas is supposed to be teaching me how to kill humans with minimal mess, and therefore minimal chance of getting caught. If it kills them in a minute, it must mean it'll make a huge mess.
Exactly. And messy kills.
Ilyas, are a bad idea. I almost shout to make sure I'm heard over him. Are a very bad idea for a new vampire, best left to the professionals who know how to hide their tracks, right, Ilyas? Ilyas frowns at me, and I can see the gears turning in his brain. Rose waits expectantly with her pen, and I'm praying to whatever god that might be listening at this moment that he understands.
Yeah, totally all that shit you just said.
He's so unhappy. He doesn't seem to get what I'm driving at. But I think I must seem so insistent that he's just gonna humor me. Rose circles something on her paper, and with another obnoxious click, puts the pen down. I exhale, releasing all the tension I've been holding.
I think I've heard enough.
She gives us a searing glare, and despite being a vampire now, I have a familiar old feeling like I'm about to be someone's lunch.
See you soon, Fangling.
Rose saunters out of the room, clipboard at her feet. Ilyas exhales loudly when she leaves, finally getting back onto his feet. Can I ask what the deal is with you and her?
Duh.
I already told you I heard you the first time. And trust me, as a person who has to fix your computer every week, I already know how you feel about MILFs. So what's your history with her? Did you guys date or something? Ilyas passes his lips thinking he's so done.
We didn't, date. But she keeps showing up when I least expect it. It's like she knows when I'm alone and vulnerable.
Don't love that. It's difficult to imagine this hulking murder beast vampire vulnerable in any way. What, like she takes advantage of you? That seems unlike you.
It is unlike me. I'm a f***ing monster!
Yes, I heard that the first time. It's okay, Illy. Calm down. Ilyas bares his fangs in a display presumably intended to remind me how terrifying he is. It kinda works. Unfortunately for him, I think I've been his housemate a little too long.
But it's like she knows, man.
Well, go on. Okay, so Laurel and Val and I do our thing every now and then. A hunter like me needs to get out there and hunt without a bunch of rules and shit.
And those guys are great, but they just slow me down. Yap, you can't kill 20 people and leave their bodies all over the street, Ellie. Whatever. And neither of them is into Juego lads, which makes zero sense. I mean, have you heard the crap Laurel listens to? It's like noise. It's just f***ing noise. Now the Juego lads, that's f***ing noise.
Oh, Jesus. He seems very proud of this one.
They don't really tour that much these days. But when they were at their peak 30 years ago, I saw them in Las Vegas.
He sighs pleasantly.
Las Vegas, man. What a town for a vampire. So much stupid prey at night. So many suckers inviting you inside.
The funny thing is, the Juego Lads is a parody of the Venga Boys.
Anyway, Juego lads were playing a set at midnight, so I had to be there. Picture this. Glow sticks and sweaty bodies, all moving to the Juego lads beat.
Ew. Ilyas snaps out of his near-orgasmic memory, glaring at me.
Let me tell the story, hater! Anyway, I was losing myself in the Juego lads, and then I see her. The most perfect little raver girl I'd ever laid eyes on. Well, girl isn't right. Raver more like.
Raver sounds like a pulp horror series. Raver from Mars. Ilyas frowns at me, both confused and annoyed. Laurel would have thought that was funny. Laurel's voice comes through the wall, or is it my mind? Even all these months later, I'm still not always certain.
Cute.
Hehe, thank you.
Anyway.
She just makes her way to me, slow and sexy, pushing people over with the kind of strength only someone like us could have.
Yes.
But I knew she was one of us without even all that. So many hearts beating so fast around us, but hers was still...
She told me her name was Candy Rave. Spelled it and everything.
He slips into what I assume is his impression of Rose.
That's Candy with an I and Rave with 2 Y's.
Oh my god. Why did she spell her name? Ilyas shrugs.
I told her she could have skipped all that and just let those phenomenal tapes do the talking.
Oh my god.
So she slapped me.
Ilyas grins.
Oh yeah.
And then we made out and I thought, you did what?
It was one of the hottest things I've ever done, but she got weird after, man.
I can imagine.
She kept trying to ask me what was next, and I was like, babe, chill.
I'm getting the sense that neither of them really enjoy, like, people coming on too strongly.
I mean, I'd been another 10 times
Oh my
before I
Jesus.
left Vegas, obviously. But she just kept asking all this weird shit, like stuff about if I had any partners, was I sure I didn't have any partners, where did I live, that kind of shit.
Weren't you with Laurel and Valeria back then? Ilyas shrugs.
I mean, yeah. But they know what happens at Juego, lads. Stays at Juego, lads. I just didn't want to tell her. She was making it weird.
You probably should have told her in the first place.
Laurel and Val and I weren't really looking to add anyone new back then. You were kind of a fun surprise. We didn't really know shit was missing before we met you.
I mean, I'm very flattered.
But we ain't exactly falling all over ourselves to add anyone else into this whole sexy thing we have going on here. Candy Rave, or whatever she was calling herself back then, was hot as shit. But you gotta come with a little more than that if you want to be a part of all of this. Everyone in this house is hot. I'm the hottest, obviously. But Laurel and Val are too.
It doesn't exactly make you special around here. What about me?
Duh.
But you weren't part of the gang back then. Did you say you saw her other times too?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, loads of times. Huigolands was just the hottest.
It's funny though. She's not even the only blonde with a hunter tattoo that I've banged.
Ilyas. Oh, how many were there?
There's always one at every concert I go to.
Illy, are you sure that wasn't just her?
Oh, no way. They had different names. There was Candy Rave, Blood Hardcore, Extravaganza, Bahunkarella von Bobos.
The Honkarella von Bobos. Did they all have Daddy and a crossed out Valeria tattoo on their thigh? Ilyas's brow furrows.
Yes.
Oh, Illy.
Wild, huh? Valeria's a real hit with blonde MILFs.
No! I don't have the heart to tell him. Rose has definitely been a part of all his concert experiences. What a coincidence. You said she keeps showing up though. Yeah, she pops up a lot in weird places.
One of the last times I saw her was on a hunt in the mountains. She dropped the candy with an eye shit and told me her name was actually Rose. Said we met at Juego, lads, and that our connection was just too good to deny. But when I wouldn't take her back home with me, she got real mad. Haven't seen her much since then.
I see. Sounds like Rose has been showing up to concerts Ilyas is attending, with a new name and presumably in a wig or a disguise of some kind. For a moment, I imagined her in a pair of those classic Groucho Marx glasses. And I wonder if Ilyas would still hit it. Probably. What's that, Yini? Nothing. Okay. We look at each other in a strange silence. Perhaps the memory of Rose's awkward exit has made him feel odd. Or maybe the stress of our situation is just getting to me. Ilyas breaks the silence by clapping a massive hand on my shoulder. When is he gonna clap me with his other massive thing?
You're gonna be alright. We won't let her kill you.
Yay! Thanks, Illy.
If she does, I'll just kill her. And the rest of that council.
Very hot, Ilyas, but I don't want you to die. He smiles reassuringly at me. And it's sweet in that uniquely violent way, but vengeance won't bring me back to unlife. I move in for a hug, but Ilyas beats me to it, wrapping his massive arms around me and holding me close to his cool, hard body. Haha, is that just a corpse in your pocket down there, or are you just happy to see me?
Go do the rest of your training and we'll bang the nerves out of you, alright? It's gonna be fine.
Hang on a second. If Ilyas is still like stiff and he's cold because the blood has stopped moving in his body, how does it get hard? I knew you'd know just what to do. I guess I have to find Laurel then. See ya. Ilyas's optimism is nice to see, but it doesn't calm the nerves in my stomach. I leave his room and make my way down to the hall to see Laurel. Part 4. Laurel. It's not a crime to have a terrible sense of humor, is it? I don't often find Laurel hunched at his desk, his fingers steepled in thought. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever found them like this during the entire 6 months I've been living here. Usually, when they invite me up to their bedroom, it's to play guinea pig for some fancy new furniture they built, or to talk about the philosophical meaning of my new undead life, or to learn about the sexy things Illy has been doing to me. I haven't felt this way since the night I was turned. So here I am, ready and kinda willing to conclude my How to Be a Vampire in 3 Days lessons. Is the doctor ready to see me now? That snaps Laurel out of their serious contemplation. One moment they're looking at me from the desk, the next materializing directly in front of me. Crap, that's so much cooler than my sticky hand powers.
Did you have fun with the others?
Yes?
The amount of laughing I heard suggests you spent your time, if not wisely, then at least with fun in mind. Such is the way of things when one's total and complete obliteration feels inescapable.
Oh, yeah. I learned Val told me that Rose is kinda whipped. I know she still holds the fate of my fragile little life in her hands, but Rose seems a little less scary to me now. I mean, she's kinda whipped, right?
Can you blame her?
Laurel is gorgeous. I love him. And Illy taught me how to suck at body disposal.
So I recall. Sorry to say that successfully roping others into cleaning up your messes won't impress dearest Rose, even if it might impress me.
And Illy taught me how to be a messy eater?
Did he now? Share with the class?
Well, I learned how to bite the shit out of a tasty human thigh for maximum bloody goodness. Laurel gazes back at me, visibly unimpressed.
He taught you how to find the femoral artery.
Yeah, it was cool as hell.
Yes, I can see that on your face.
I'm just excited.
We can commiserate about Illy's impressive ability to distract from a life-changing task after I teach you what needs to be taught to keep dearest Rose from signing off on your evisceration. I see. Well.
There's a pause as he takes in a deep breath. Then he sighs. The sigh he exhales is one of obvious disdain.
That was all quite useless, wasn't it?
It wasn't very good. I scratch at my throat and exhale a profound sigh. I'm gonna die, huh?
There. Not if I have anything to do about it.
I love the red eyes.
Stay put.
Where else am I gonna go? Downstairs to make small talk with the vampire who wants to see me turn to ash? While Laurel crosses their bedroom to retrieve whatever book or diagram I'll have to study to put up my vampire street smarts, I just sort of stand there, trying my best not to fidget or sigh too loudly. This sucks, but there's no use in complaining to my cool roomie about it. What I don't expect to see, when Laurel throws open their closet doors, is a human bound up by layers and layers of thick nautical rope, the kind I've only seen used in crime movies and Jaws. Which is to say, not the lush purple kind I've seen them use on both Illy and Val while I watch. A stripe of grey duct tape slapped into place over his mouth keeps Laurel's victim totally silent, as they lift their prize up from the hard wooden floor in a casual show of inhuman strength.
Here we are.
Laurel carries the poor guy over to the edge of the bed, plops him down on the foot of the mattress to face me, then rips the duct tape clean off his victim's mouth none too gently. Even I flinch at the roughness shown. Weirdly, the guy remains totally silent, looking almost empty but for the set of unnaturally wide eyes.
I did some shopping of my own while you were busy playing captive audience for the others.
He must have really done something to piss you off, huh?
Let's just say he's deserving of the world of pain coming to him.
I can't stop staring at the bewitched guy in front of me. Some part of him has got to be bugnuts terrified beneath the eerie calm. Unluckily for him, the deer in headlights look taps into my newfound bloodlust, triggering my hunger. I nearly got a mouthful of saliva to swallow it in seconds, after my heightened senses hone in on his central nervous system. Whoa, his heart's beating so fast.
That's because I haven't sampled the goods yet.
I gasp, my bottom lip quivering with a tidal wave of emotion suddenly welling up inside of me. Is this like a last meal to help me cheer up? Here I am worrying about not making it out of this mess alive, and here all my vampire homies are trying their hardest to console me. Laurel, so touching.
Focus. This is not a gift.
Without another word wasted, Laurel faces our captive, bends down close and snaps once before his stricken expression. The guy's reaction is immediate, as Laurel straightens upright and faces me again, apparently satisfied. I watch in total fascination as confusion swims to the surface of our hostage's glassy eyes, life returning to his pinched mouth in the form of a tentative quiver.
This is a learning tool.
The sudden explosive, blood-curdling scream that desperately claws itself from the depths of our captive's throat makes me jump high enough to collide with the ceiling, and stay there as the yelling continues. It's not a conscious thing I decide to do. I'd love to be back on my feet rather than stuck staring down at the chaotic scene unfolding below, but the length of my spine and the backs of my splayed legs and arms have other ideas about how and where I should be right now. Oh, it's like my body suddenly decided to become a magnet drawn to the ceiling, and I'm helpless to reverse polarity in this shit. Again.
Calm down from there.
I can't, I'm stuck. I'm like a pickle on the ceiling in a McDonald's. Pure reflex is what got me up here. I'm starting to understand that reflex alone won't get me out of this bind. I had to figure out how to control this, how to wrap my head around how to do that with all the screaming for dear life happening at the moment. Laurel shrugs, unbothered.
Then order him to be quiet.
Hey, catch of the day, pipe down. Laurel exhales a quiet sigh of exasperation, somehow able to remain elegantly composed amidst the screeching going on right next to him.
You misunderstand me. Now don't tell him to be quiet. Order him.
I can do that.
What happened to our favorite little vampire expert? Have we let you slam one spiked blood cocktail too many? I keep telling Illy and Val we're spoiling you far too much.
But I should be spoiled more. I hate it when they talk to me like that. Hey, I got this.
Yes, you do.
Aw, thank you. Laurel spreads their arms wide and steps aside, as if they don't want to get in the way of my vampire charms. I'm gonna take that as a compliment and a vote of confidence in my emerging abilities. If there's anyone in this house capable of inflicting a scary amount of vampiric friendly fire, it's probably Laurel.
I may be able to read and influence minds to a complex degree, but your everyday basic temporary mind control's part of the vampire package deal.
It's a wonder Laurel hasn't lost their patience at the guy's hysterical cries for help. I'm at the end of my rope myself.
Now, show me what you can do.
I will try. Also, Laurel is a massive K-pop stan, which is why he has like the light stick. Right, like I said, I got this. Here goes nothing. Bro, shut your pie hole already. You there, cease your screaming at once. Surprise, surprise, nothing happens. The guy keeps screaming, Laurel keeps frowning, and I keep sticking to the ceiling. Great. Just as I open my mouth to apologize, a familiar, scary voice floats into the mix, adding a sort of threatening je ne sais quoi to the oral chaos.
Does anyone know the meaning of beauty rest around here? Anyone at all?
No.
How am I meant to get a wink of shut-eye with all of this racket?
Ah, dearest Rose. I was starting to wonder if you'd forgotten about me.
My walking sword of Damocles switches her hips further into Laurel's bedroom, looking on the verge of a coy giggle. Red lips curved with a hint of pleasure in a way that feels like a ransom in the making. This one's different. There's that same threat in the air like a predator lying in wait, but it's like some of the edge has been taken off by Laurel's welcome. Not exactly defanging her, more like sanding her claws into rounded nails, more capable of raising welts and drawing blood in the space of a handful of seconds.
Never you, Laurel.
Ah.
See to the bleating cattle, will you?
My pleasure.
Laurel bends down to bring himself to eye level with his captive and utters a toneless order under his breath. It's inaudible and intimate, like a secret whisper just for him. And the screaming stops immediately as if with a push of a button. The guy's left to stare vacantly ahead, mouth open like a silent void. I take mental notes from where I remain stuck to the ceiling like my skin's made of Velcro.
There, now we can talk properly.
I'm afraid I'm not here for a chat, Laurel. You know the drill.
Of course. I have utmost respect for the council, pet, but don't think you've gotten away with making me feel left out. After all we've shared, you choose to go to Ilyas and Valeria first. And I'm not meant to be insulted.
Uh-oh, someone's not too happy. The little red pout Rose pulls for them reminds you of the face I used to make whenever I needed to get out of a good scolding. Seeing her looking at Laurel like that makes for a shocking discovery, but maybe not a bad one. I was expecting them to share a sordid past, but not this kind. Then again, it's Laurel. If there's anything that should surprise me, it's that I can still be surprised by new things that I learn about them.
It hasn't been 10 years yet. You asked for another 10. I'm a good...
Uh-oh, someone's composure is breaking. Rose is a very interesting character. I know a hasty save when I see one. She adjusts the clipboard in her hands, and at first I'm confused as to what got her second-guessing her words. She swivels her head up at me with a scowl, and I realize I'm the answer.
Unlike some people, I never go back on my word.
I doubt that, but keep quiet. Laurel doesn't need me to defend their honor, and I really don't need to draw any more attention to myself. I'm kinda drowning in scrutiny. If nobody comes looking for me until 100 years from now, it'll be way too soon.
Goodness, I've forgotten myself. Where has my mind gone? Seeing you again has had something of a dizzying effect on me, Rose. I think it really has been too long.
Laurel, be careful.
Ever the sweet talker. You never change.
I think you like that about me. No? Consistency.
She catches herself with a quick adjustment of her clipboard, a snooty air of forced gravitas swiftly returning.
Weren't you gracing this wastrel of yours with the information necessary to be welcomed into polite society? I will remind you that I'm here to observe, not to interrupt.
Laurel smiles. At this angle, I can see just about everything, but the meaningful gaze passed between them isn't anything I can unpack from up here.
You're right. Time to return to the task at hand.
They look up at me, and I recognize in their eyes a mesmerizing glint that fills me with a skin-tingling flush of ecstasy and a stomach-dropping dread. Yeah, I'm still stuck on the ceiling too. Can I come down, please?
Get down from there.
Oh, cool, here I come. I don't know how I do it, or even if I'm the one doing it at all, but I drop like a sack of potatoes not a second later and land on the balls of my feet. A few more seconds of teetering on unsteady soles, and then I carefully stand upright, hands spread out for balance. Holy shit.
Well done. You should be proud of yourself.
I am. Should I? For a moment I felt a fog in my mind that was foreign, like a quarter tucked into a coin slot to make me come alive. But it's gone now. Smoke dissipated, with a wave of a hand. Laurel doesn't use their powers on me unless I explicitly ask them to or if there's an emergency. There go my nerves again, triggered this time by the fact that Laurel's passing off their order as my free will in front of Rose. If I don't get my ability under control by the time Rose makes her assessment, she's totally gonna kill me. I choke out a nervous laugh. Nope, nothing suspicious here.
Now, where were we?
Right, I was practicing my vampire charms. I'm so good at charming humans. I totally know what I'm doing. If the council needs someone to—
You don't have to go that far. Rose here understands that you're a fangling. Expertise isn't required. Just mastery of the basics.
I'm trying. He looks to Roseanne, encouraging.
Correct?
She's not slick. I wonder if she can tell that I'm onto her desire for more of Laurel's attention. I try not to stare at her too closely, the way you're not supposed to stare into the sun if you know what's good for you. Not that I can look at the sun anymore, which now I wonder if I'll ever miss it. I was a sort of kid who was always tempted by the risk. I managed to resist then, so I'm not gonna give in now.
The council trusts your judgment. They would have sent us an unimaginative doldrum of a paper pusher if they didn't. Correct?
If she had wings, Rose would be preening her feathers, happily indulging in the flattery.
I suppose you're not wrong.
Good. Now, back to the basics. Our friend here seems to have lost the pep in his step. I may have overdone my hushing charm.
Taking it too far, and now he's just a slab of cardboard.
That's why we're lucky to have you with us. Why don't you order our friend to forgive me?
Oh, like order him to say, Laurel Portman, I forgive you for making me such a dull boy? Laurel gives me that look he adopts whenever I said something super dorky. Personally, I think having the presence of mind to work in a reference to The Shining while facing almost certain permadeath makes you pretty cool. But that's just me. Okay, I rub my hands together then shake them out, hyping myself up to put on a show. Forgiveness it is.
Remember, if his mind is a cup, then your goal is to serve him the perfect pour. Paint a picture in your mind of how he looks and sounds while carrying out your order. When the picture is clear, prepare yourself to fill his cup with your vision until it almost overflows.
Right. Okay, paint a picture in my mind. I can see it.
Good. Now hold it in your mind and give the order.
Give the order. Well, we'll go with this one. Something odd happens after my stern, clear orders fills the space between my target and me. There's a feeling like an aftershock in my brain, a sort of ripple outwards like a stone skipped across calm waters. Only the sensation feels like reaching for something and expecting something to reach back. Then our eyes connect, mine and our dinner. He looks at me, hazy and unfocused, but his mouth moves independently of the rest of him. I did it! After cheating. I forgive Laurel Portman. Hey, nice voice.
It is a rather nice voice.
It's a dead man's voice.
It's a good thing the guy's voice sounds nothing like mine.
Should we clap, Rose? When a vampire does a good job, it's customary to reward them.
Rose scoffs and smooths a pale hand under the fall of her blonde hair, shifting the heavy weight of it off one shoulder.
The Fangling is hardly even a vampire to me, much
Hey.
less anyone worthy of my esteem. You'll receive no applause from me.
Suit yourself. Come here.
I don't hesitate to bound right over to Laurel looking pretty proud of myself. I never expect Laurel's affection whenever they decide to dole them out to the three of us, but I don't pull away when they tilt my face up with a press of their finger beneath my chin. They gently press their lips to my forehead. I shudder, and not because of the chilly familiarity of their kiss.
You performed beautifully. Well done.
Hee thank you. I can't stop grinning. Maybe I'm not so hopeless after all. My excitement in having pulled off one of the coolest vampire tricks out there is short-lived. Out of the corner of my eyes, Rose twiddles her pen, sets about scribbling down her observations.
Yes, yes. Do the Fangling whatever you like, Laurel.
She
Baby
hates
them,
me.
shower them with praise. Enjoy your honeymoon infatuation, while you still can. One fact remains. If I'm not impressed before the council calls me home, you can all say goodbye to your precious little novelty abomination.
But, I'm innocent. She turns to me next with a cruel smile.
Rest up, little one.
With that, Rose Bloodthorn takes her leave, and my final day of training comes to an end. It doesn't feel like a great time to linger, knowing that Laurel can only reassure me so much. Part 5, Club Midnight. Dip you in glue and roll you in the dumpsters behind Party Supply City. Wait till you guys see Ilyas' outfit in this. It's ridiculous. With my training done, I slip out of Laurel's room with a sigh, fully intent on retiring to the lounge to think of anything else other than my impending doom. But when I get there, I find a note on the coffee table written in gel pen on a bright pink post-it note that says Girl Boss on top. Oh boy, here we go. Playtime is over, it's time to put your training to the test in the field. Report at Club Midnight at 11:30 PM. Dress appropriately. Rose has been interrupting my training all weekend, lurking around the house like some kind of clipboard-wielding wraith. Yet now she decides to communicate with us on paper. It's certainly a choice. I guess there's nothing more I can do but assemble my housemates and let them know we'll be going out. We haven't all left the house like this and, well, it's hard to remember now. But more than that, I'm still figuring out my undead sense of style. To tell the truth, with this test being as important as it is, it's probably not the time for me to screw around trying to find myself. I should just ask for help. Ask Ilyas. Laurel and Valeria are always making fun of Ilyas's music and clothes, but no one can say he doesn't know how to dress for the club, right? He's bound to have something fun in his closet for me. I head to Ilyas's room and knock. It doesn't take him long to answer. He's back.
Yes?
What's up, Yinny? I hand him a note and quickly explain what I need from him. His face goes through a real emotional journey of confusion, surprise, delight, and then unadulterated smugness.
Hell yeah!
So you came to me to make sure you look hot as hell. Of course, excellent choice, Yinny. Hehe. He steps back to let me in and I follow. Just one more task to get through before I'll know my fate, but in the meantime, it's time to play dress up. Club Midnight is a strange place. In some ways, it's hard to understand how, but it's still open. The music is all over the place, a mishmash of current and classic, but the decor is 100% old-fashioned. It's easy to understand why Laurel, Valeria, and Ilyas love it, though it's the same kind of strange, eclectic mix of old and new as they are, and it's not really to the taste of any one of them. Rose must have known this before she sure seems to know everything else about my clanmates. She told us to report in at 11:30, but it's been 30 minutes and she still hasn't arrived.
The absolute
Look
nerve
at
of
this.
that crusty old banshee to keep us waiting like this.
Look at his outfit. Val's club outfit is gorgeous. Laurel's club outfit is gorgeous. Ilyas's club outfit is wild. This is so funny to me. We got a minute before ads. Valeria bares her teeth in an expression of barely restrained anger. He's really rocking it though.
I am the one who makes grand, fashionably late entrances. This is beyond insulting.
As is Ilyas's definition of a top.
Ilyas scowls, an expression entirely at odds with the brightness of his club wear.
You wear it on your body and it goes on top. It's a top!
You know who else is a top? Ilyas. I mean, he's also kind of a bottom.
Sorry. Did you think I meant that glorified arm warmer you're wearing? I meant this.
Laurel gestures vaguely to the entirety of Ilyas. Ilyas's expression doesn't change, and after a few moments of silence, Laurel rolls their eyes, sighing.
He's calling you a bottom. Honestly, Ilyas.
Ilyas seems to ignore this attack on his alleged toptitude, and he gestures to his outfit.
She said to dress appropriately. This is appropriate as shit!
I don't know.
You know Laurel's the only reason they let you in here dressed like that. You look like a drunk frat girl threw up on you.
Just like what? The hottest dude in this club?
Now, Val. Don't break the illusion for our sweet Ilyas. If he wants to believe they let him into Goth Night dressed like an extra from the Sweatin' to the Wago Lads VHS, who are we to stop him?
Hey!
Ilyas's impotent rage is both predictable and charming at this point, because as he opens his mouth to shout haters, Laurel and Valeria beat him to the punch. Really though, did you have to do that to Yinny too? One of you was enough to scar me for life. Next time, we can just dip you in glue and roll you in the dumpsters behind Party Supply City. Party Supply City wishes? That's right, Yinny. We high five. Laurel and Valeria may not like our outfits, but I think we look rad as hell. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, Yinny. I mean, Ilyas looks rad as hell. I personally don't know if I could pull this outfit off. It looks a bit difficult to me. Watching the three of them bicker would normally cheer me up, but with Rosa's final test looming on the horizon, all I can do is focus on how anxious I am. Maybe distracting myself by talking to my clanmates would help ease my mind a little. Ask about the test. I wish you would have told us whatever this final test is going to be. It's hard not to be nervous.
Psh, what are you nervous for? We taught you all you need to know about being a vampire.
Exactly. Don't fret, kitten. No one would dare to fail you with our expert tutelage.
I don't know, guys. Laurel catches my eye, and while they say nothing, it's pretty clear what they think of Valeria and Ilyas's expert tutelage.
Hope it's something sexy. Like how to make your undead ass clap.
Ilyas!
Don't be ridiculous, Illy. Nobody would bother wasting court activities on something like that. But every sire should have a sensual rite of passage for the Fangling. Maybe the last test is inquiring whether we initiated you properly.
A sensual rite of passage?
You know, a way to welcome someone in.
An initiation of some sort, perhaps, involving an elaborate ceremony where the Fangling, I don't know, showers their sire in the blood of an enemy, then painstakingly licks it off, drop by drop.
I mean, that sounds very fun and all, but I don't know about that one. Specific, but okay.
Once upon a time, under the watchful eye of a council rep, a sire would bleed their cherished one by belting a prong collar tighter every hour for 12 hours straight, or until the prongs could sink no deeper into their fangling's throat. The fangling was only guaranteed survival if their sire replenished the blood loss by granting them the honor of feeding from the sire's wrist.
Laurel exhales a dreamy sigh, briefly lost in romantic reverie. That sounds great at all, but that would have been so painful for me.
Frankly, I can't imagine why prong collar ceremonies ever went out of style.
I mean, I'm glad that they did.
Oh, yeah. We're, in a club bathroom.
Oh god, thank you, Ilyas. The three vampires all exchange looks, considering this in approving silence.
Simple yet effective.
Now that's a tempting thought. Ask about Rose. Rose has been really weird all weekend, hasn't she? I mean, I don't know her or anything, but has she always been like that when you guys encounter her? Laurel and Valeria nod while Ilyas shrugs.
She was a lot more fun at the concert than she is here.
Oh, she's plenty of fun under the right circumstances. You've just not seen her at her best.
And just what circumstances are those, darling? Laurel says nothing, but the silence that follows produces the most intense reaction from Ilyas and Valeria I've ever seen. And I know these two pretty well at this point.
Bro!
Laurel.
Don't be so vulgar, Laurel. Laurel doesn't respond, only smirking wickedly. I probably shouldn't ask, but how can I not? What's a big deal? You can't keep this juicy gossip to yourself.
You do not want to know. Trust me.
Now, Val. Our sweet one has written all manner of filthy fan fictions.
Did you think Yinny can handle it?
No!
Ilyas grabs him by the shoulders, looking me dead in the eyes.
Don't let him tell you! Don't open that door!
The routine is starting to get a little old. What door? What are you all not talking about? Laurel's smile is downright terrifying now. They're really delighting in the disgust of their teammates, of their clanmates.
I'll keep it vague for the sake of these two prudes. But there exists a sex act so sinful, so taboo, so forbidden, that not even Miss I Did Coke Off Frankenstein's dick and Mr. No Hole is Off Limits will contemplate it.
Valeria replies in a pitch that only dogs can hear.
No one should contemplate it.
Rose, sweet, accommodating thing that she is. has historically been my only chance to indulge in my more complicated tastes.
Now I'm very curious.
Once every 10 years or so, we...
Ilyas claps his hands over his ears.
I can't hear you!
Laurel slits their eyes with a wicked delight. For a moment, I wonder if there's a possibility he's only messing with them, but you can never be sure when it comes to Laurel.
It's gone by many names throughout vampiric history, but in our house, we call it the Deal Breaker.
Oh, Jesus. The deal breaker? I'll have to ask Laurel about this later in private. I guess I won't be trying it out with Ilyas anytime soon, though. I'd be lying if I said I'm not fascinated. I hold up a hand before Valeria and Ilyas can object. But I'll keep it cute and just ask you later, Laurel.
That's probably for the best.
And then, as the clock ticks its last second to midnight, time practically stops. I can feel her even before I see her, my mind whispering her name, Rose, Rose, Rose. I try to open my mouth to speak, but no sound comes out.
Ugh.
Here I am. It takes me a minute to shake off the effects of Rose's supernatural charm before I gather my composure.
You're late. Did you forget how rude it is to keep people waiting when you're the one who invited them?
Kindly dig your thong out of your ass petal.
I like my thong right where it is.
Anyway, I arrived precisely when I intended to. The Fangling is the one on trial here, not me.
Why'd you make us come here so early then?
Another little test of your obedience. But it looks like you've passed this one. So, well done. Snaps for you.
Ilyas bares his fangs at her, visibly irritated, but Valeria places a small hand on his chest, seemingly holding him back. Laurel gives Ilyas the sort of look that makes me think they're calming him. It seems to work well enough to keep him quiet for the moment.
Now it's time for your final test. You've been very good keeping yourself isolated at your table, but that ends here. You're to prove to me that you can handle yourself in public among humans. First, you must go out onto the dance floor amongst the cattle without arousing suspicion.
But I'm so suspicious. She counts the tasks on her fingers.
Second, you are to lure a human to a private location where you will feed with restraint. You will note that I said feed, not kill.
Laurel says nothing, but I can feel that they're perturbed. Ilyas speaks on me, however.
Feed without killing? What kind of backward-ass shit is that?
You know what's a far bigger liability than killing a human? Rose only smiles, picking up her pen and clipboard.
Those are the conditions, darlings. Or would you rather I simply put the Fangling down for refused test? Automatic execution.
When Valeria falls silent, Rose puts her pen down.
The Fangling will have to demonstrate an extraordinary amount of restraint to make up for your f***s. Yes. You only have yourselves to blame for that. Finally, you're to report back to me. If at any time you arouse suspicion or make an unauthorized kill, you will fail immediately. Understood?
Unfortunately, yes. Yes, ma'am.
No extra points for kissing ass. Your time starts now. Go.
Well, wish me luck, guys. For another second, I'm frozen. But this is my own hesitation rather than Rose overpowering me. I look to my mates for support.
You got this.
Kitten.
Show her just how well we taught you, kitten.
Make us proud.
I will. My mind calms slightly thanks to their encouragement, and I take my first step towards the dance floor. This is it, the final test. And if I don't pass it, it'll be my final night alive. It's overwhelming, feeling the human warmth all around me. I can hear their heart pumping. My mouth salivates, a Pavlovian response to all that delicious blood coursing through their veins. I shake my head, giving myself a mental respite from the onslaught. I haven't been around this many humans since I've just been turned, and it shows. I think about how Ilyas told me about how nuts he was when he first turned, and I get it now. It makes my heart break for him, honestly. He got turned and was just left to deal with all of this by himself. At least I had Ilyas, Valeria, and Laurel to help deal with mine. I try my best to rid myself of these fatalistic thoughts and bust my best moves, praying I don't look like a fool in front of Rose and the others. Come on, Yinny, you can do this. I can't ignore those heartbeats, so I use them instead, closing my eyes and syncing my moves to their rhythm. All those bloody human hearts become flashing arrows in my mind, and I'm in my own private game of Death Revolution. I managed to make it through a few songs without going absolutely nuts with bloodlust. When I eventually open my eyes, I see Rose across the club, writing something down on her clipboard. Are those happy scribbles? I think they are. Hard to tell when her face always looks like that. Right. Probably about time for me to move on to phase 2. Wait, what the hell was it again? Oh yeah, lure a human to a private location. I survey the dance floor around me. Not long ago, I was one of these humans. It's wild to think about how much my life has changed. Time to make my choice. There's a few people around me who catch my eye, or rather catch the attention of my vampiric nose. The scent of flowery perfume. The overpowering scent of flowery perfume emanates from someone just ahead of me. But where in life it would have pushed me away from them, now it leads me in. Like a bee drawn to a flower. Their blood has a delicate sweet scent, and when I concentrate on it, the thought of sipping from them makes my body feel warm all over. That's it. That's the one for me. I exhale, preparing to use all my newfound vampire charm to make this person my thrall. Come on, Yinny, you can do this. I lock eyes with my target and concentrate hard on bending them to my will, just as Laurel taught me. Just a good measure. I reach out to beckon them with one finger. The finger is wholly unnecessary, but it feels so vampiric and sexy I can't help myself. I see their eyes widen as they nod and begin to take a shaky step towards me. That's it. As they get closer, I can see that their pupils are blown. And while they feel as if they're looking through me, they follow my every movement with rapt attention. Alright, time to seal the deal. Do you have a little vampire in you? No? Would you like some? Let's go somewhere quiet. I'd love to get to know you better, but I can't hear anything in here. Why don't we go somewhere nice and quiet? Yes. Their voice is cold and flat, it almost creeps me out. So much for my incredible charms. It doesn't really matter how hot you are, we can just steamroll someone's free will. I take their hand and lead them away, pretending to whisper something into their ear first to really sell it, even though they don't react. Whatever, I'm in the moment. We make our way across the club, no one giving us a second glance. So far so good. We make it into the bathroom and mercifully arrive just as the big group is leaving. We get some funny looks, but whatever. They're all clearly assuming they know exactly what my partner and I have come here to do, and no one gives us a third degree over it. I move the human into the store, locking the door behind us. Okay now, next up, feeding without killing. My would-be snack says nothing, only standing there mutely while waiting for me to do this. Okay, so since I can't kill them, I should avoid the femoral artery in the thigh. Jugular's also out of the question, so go for the forearm. Alright, I'll just get a little snack out of your arm. Easy peasy, blood bag squeezy. Yes. You have to stop talking back to me, it's making it weird. Yes. Oh, damn it. Okay, here we go. I lift the human's forearm to my mouth, biting down with a quiet groan. Warm, straight from the source blood is so much better than anything. It's criminal how good it tastes. A truly indescribable feeling coming over me as the blood seems to wash over my cold, dead insides. Drugs might be the closest equivalent I can imagine, but no high could ever match the sublime rapture of a feed directly from the source. No, I understood what it might be like when I was alive and still daydreaming about vampires even being real, but I had no freaking clue. Just as I'm starting to get into it, I hear the sound of the door opening and it startles me so badly, I leap straight back and onto the ceiling of the bathroom. Oh crap, not now. It's mercifully pretty dark, but I can't hide up here forever. Black lights might make everything glowy and pretty, but they don't exactly hide everything. Okay, Yinny, you got this. Just wait until they leave and drop down. No biggie. I concentrate hard. Who's in charge here anyway? Me or this dumb power? The answer is me. Think on sticky thoughts. Willing myself down. I manage to release myself just in time to hide in the stall as the last of the group who just entered is leaving. Badass. Okay, just gotta deal with you, but that's one obstacle down. I do my best to staunch the bleeding, cleaning the wound briefly with my tongue before holding pressure. Thankfully, because I didn't go too deep, the bleeding seems manageable enough. I succeeded! I make my way back out onto the dance floor with my target's hand still clutched in mine, but it's time to resolve this. You're gonna forget all about this. I'm going to forget all about this. You won't recognize my face the next time you see me. I won't recognize your face the next time I see you. I snap my fingers just like Laurel had, and when I do, my target blinks twice, looking at me strangely. What the hell are you staring at? You stepped on my foot. A lie, but I just have to be certain. Oh, shit, sorry, my bad. They walk away from me in a daze, rubbing unconsciously at their arm. As I walk back towards Valeria, Laurel, Ilyas, and Rose, my housemates greet me with proud smiles.
Bravo!
Yay!
What dare I say, artful performance?
Valeria stands with the hand resting over her dormant heart, her eyes all crinkled at the corners with the force of her smile.
Look at you, you magnificent little shit. Is this pride?
I knew you were gonna do it. Be honest though, it was my shit that got you through.
Ilyas helped the most. It's true, you were the most helpful of all. I lie. Ilyas beams, smug and proud and just a little unbearable.
Duh. Who else but me could have saved your life with my huge brain
And? Giant muscles, massive dog, and an extremely impressive collection of swords? No one but you, Illy.
Hell yeah.
Exactly, this is why we keep you around. If you two are quite done filleting each other, Rose beckons us forward, and we all stand around awkwardly waiting to hear what she has to say. I feel so nervous again that I can't think straight.
It's time to deliver your results.
Well, I pass with flying colors, so you can't be salty and deny me. She holds up her clipboard, somehow even more officiously than before, which is really saying something.
One naughty, unregistered fangling stands before me.
Why does this sound like, America's Next Top Model?
But I only have one result in my hands.
This is sounding uncomfortably familiar. I feel like I'm on a bad reality TV show competing for a vampire modeling contract. Rose turns the clipboard over. I've been wondering what she's been writing the last couple of days, and now I'll finally find out. The paper on the clipboard seems to be covered in unintelligible scribbles. Has she been writing anything at all? It's difficult to tell. But beyond that, in the center of the page, there's a massive green checkmark.
Congratulations. I don't know how you managed it, but you passed.
She's very upset about it. These guys taught me so much about what it means to be a vampire and how to behave. I'm sure. Rose's attitude changes entirely when she looks over at the other three.
How could you choose this nothing over me?
Wow, okay, so it's personal.
No one chose anyone over you. You were never in the running in the first place.
Jeez.
You think we'd let just anyone in on what we have? The absolute delusion.
You gotta be cool to ride this ride. You're hot, but you suck.
Oh my god. Rose's hands ball into fists, her lips curling with white-hot anger. She looks like she's about to launch herself at me, but before she can do, she stops in her tracks. Laurel's eyes are a deep red. Their voice feels as if it's in my ears and my mind and every limb of my body. Their presence is terrifying and suffocating and thrilling all at once.
Go back to the council and submit your report, little corpse flower. Be thankful you're leaving me in good standing.
Rose says nothing. She turns on her heel, clipboard still in hand, and walks right out of the club. It's quiet for a few moments in the wake of Rose's departure, but suddenly Ilyas is grabbing me into a massive bear hug that lifts me right off my feet. Laurel and Valeria join in at some point, or maybe Ilyas lifts them up too. It's hard to say. All I know is I'm in a crush of vampire chests and limbs and I never want to leave.
Did you see the look on her face? She really thought she was gonna take you away from us.
Look at the sparkly face. Delusional cow.
She may have thought so, but that was never going to happen. Those buffoons at the council have grown soft and complacent. I've been planning for a situation like this. You needn't worry your pretty little heads about it now.
Are you gonna screw with the council, Laurel?
Didn't you hear me? All will be revealed in time. But that time is not now.
Ilyas finally sets us all down, a delighted smile on his handsome face.
We won! Time to celebrate!
Yay! Champagne?
And mozzarella sticks!
I love this scene. I look at the three of them, my heart filled with relief and gratitude. Wanna dance, Ilyas?
Hell yeah!
Let's make the whole club jealous. For all his massive size and violent tendencies, Ilyas really is just like a puppy sometimes. There's a real joy for unlife in his eyes as we dance all night. Sometimes we're side by side, sometimes he lifts me up onto his shoulders, but either way he's always smiling. I adore him.
You know what? Mozzarella sticks.
Uh-huh. Ilyas is biting his lower lip with one fang, and I know exactly what that look means.
I'm trying to give you this mozzarella dick.
Oh, I missed him.
Oh, Illy. No one wants to think about and cheese in the same sentence.
Just let him have this one, Val.
A for effort, Ilyas, and also ask.
A for ass. It's so cute when you get all poetic on me.
Yeah, I'm very poetic. He reaches for my hand and we walk across the club together in search of the bathroom. Ooh, hee. This come-ons may need a bit of work, but the truth is almost dying has a way of making you want to celebrate with what you've got. And I really want to celebrate my unlife with Ilyas. When we reach the bathroom, there are a few people in there, but one look at Ilyas and they leave immediately. He didn't even bother commanding them away. He's just so freaking huge and intimidating that they probably felt like they didn't want the trouble. Ilyas is on me by the time the door closes, lifting me up into his powerful arms and kissing me hard. We've done this so many times, but it always feels just as special as it did the first time.
I'm glad you're not dead.
Thank you, me too. Can we boink now? Ilyas's gaze is tender, though it's no less heated than I expect.
There's so much stuff I still want to do with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to do too. Looks down.
And to you.
Hehe. Those bright shorts do absolutely nothing to hide his which seems to be a theme with most of his clothing. I want to do stuff with you and have stuff done to me with you too, Ilyas. I pause for a moment as my own words sink in. I think dating Ilyas is starting to affect my wordcraft. I mean, whatever. I love you, Ilyas. Ilyas grins, freeing his... And I know I'm about to be in trouble. Yeah, rip me, literally.
I love you too. Now be sure and scream my name nice and loud so everyone else knows it too.
Hooray, I've been impaled. Oh my god. We just Jackson Pollock the entire bathroom. Once I've cleaned up a little and exit the bathroom, I catch sight of 3 of my companions having their own little dance party in the middle of the club. Oh my god, look at how pretty this art is. Ilyas, you look look at him. He actually looks so good though. It's been so long since I let loose like this. Even before dying and doing it with the people I love makes it all the sweeter. Since I've become a vampire, I've gotten to know these 3 in ways I never could have imagined. They look so good. I'm so jealous. Look at this. And they all want us. Since I've become a vampire, I've gotten to know these 3 in ways I never could have imagined. Stone cold killers they may be, but behind all the big scary fronts they put on are 3 beautiful undead hearts. I never felt so loved and accepted before. Good end. Congrats on the... Oh, and surviving. Yay! Finale. Let's get this blood. I feel the now familiar pull of the moon. My eyelids twitching at the as the tug of stars urges my cold blood through my veins. Night is here. I stretch silently in Ilyas's bed, hoping not to disturb him. Normal sleep sees our bodies sprawled all over his massive bed, a mess of blankets and limbs tangled in each other in the world's most horizontal game of Twister. When night falls, we awaken the same, but the mess has shifted. But tonight, when I reach over to grab my usual fistful of titties, I find nothing. I'm alone in Ilyas's bed. I brute force my body and mind into a more awake state. Did I oversleep or something? Even when I do stay in bed a little longer than I should, someone usually wakes me up. There's no rest for the wicked in this house. I roll over, grabbing my phone from the bedside table, hissing at the violent glare of the backlight. 3 p.m. It's so early. Why have you betrayed me, body? Come quick, Illy. Someone's talking shit about the Hoyga lads and they posted their address. Nothing. I guess he's really gone. When Ilyas and I first met, I never would have imagined a life where I'd get used to waking up in his bed. It's oddly lonely here without him. I try my best to savor my time in bed, but it's not long before my mind starts running back over the events of the last couple of months. After the whole mess with Rose and the Vampire Council, I realized there was still so much I didn't know about being a vampire. My mind was hungry for more and I begged Laurel, Val and Illy to teach me. And they did. My powers aren't exactly what I expected when I first learned that I had them, but I'm proud of how far I've come. I can enthrall humans to an almost expert degree, and the whole sticking to the walls thing is like a skill man-spider could only dream of. Ilyas has really gotten into seeing what unnatural surfaces we can on thanks to my powers. He really loves the physical challenge of holding himself up. Being a vampire has been such a wild trip, but I couldn't change it for anything in the world, and then it hits me. How long has it been since I was turned? Luckily, past Yinny was smart enough to make a recurring reminder on my phone. I open the calendar app and I realize it's my death day. I'm startled by the loud knocking on my door, causing me to drop my phone on my face. Oh, before I can tend to my wounded pride, the door gets kicked in and flies right off its hinges, splintering in a sand pile on the floor.
Happy birthday!
It's my birthday! Yay! Oh my god. My sensitive vampire ears are assaulted by the sound of repeated air horns as Ilyas jabs a meaty finger at his phone screen. I curse the day I showed him that damn air horn app. The 3 of them stand in the doorframe wearing those ridiculous cheap little party hats. It's so endearing I kinda wanna cry. Another broken door? At this point it would probably be easier to just not have a door in your room.
Not my fault, I'm too strong and sexy.
But you know, if you want everyone to see us... Jesus. I share a coy smirk with Illy. It'd be awfully generous of us, wouldn't it? We're real philanthropists. Our dumb laughter fills the room as Laurel and Val roll their eyes. We've been waiting here forever for you to wake up. You have? How long were you behind that door? In unison, they tugged the hats off and let them fall to the floor. I knew the novelty wouldn't last long. Since you fell asleep. Really? The whole time?
He did. Laurel and I actually had important business to attend to, like writing fanfic.
We did tell him to let us know when you're up, but yeah.
And he forgot.
Those 2 aren't strong enough to handle standing here for hours at a time.
Like the murderous golden retriever puppy he is, he never moved from this spot.
But that's so cute.
Uh,
Actually, I did leave to get the hats, but just that one time. Whatever, I was here for a while, okay? Party hats? Cake? Just what kind of vampire birthday party is this?
Duh.
A sexy vampire birthday party? Duh.
Perhaps you were hoping for something else.
Valeria gives me a sly look and wags her finger like she's scolding a naughty puppy. Don't give us that face, kitten. Hoping for something out of your naughty little stories, were you? Ilyas starts chanting and pounding his fists.
That's one option. But if you're hungry for something a little more literal, we do have cake.
What kind? Like the actual baked cake or like, the cake looks down? Both? Yeah, why can't I have both? Why not both?
Yeah.
Greedy, but it is your birthday, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Cake and first uni birthday ever.
Don't say we never get you anything.
Well, since we're already all here, might as well start with the cake that really matters.
He gives his own a cheeky slap and Laurel groans.
Don't ruin it.
Right. If we're really doing this, the last place I want to roll around is in this festering hellhole of a bedroom.
Oh dear God.
A hurricane like me doesn't have time to clean up the mess left behind when I do what I do.
You
Okay?
probably should. That's yucky. Ew.
Anyway, my room is the most well-equipped for playtime. Shall we?
Alright, I want to go back and pick some of these choices, which were the ones that would actually make us fail and not get the good ending. Can I get a VIP pass too? I do like having VIP access. Does front row mean I'll be in the splash zone? We can shoot him some killer finger guns and he quirks a single eyebrow. Clearly not getting my attempt at flirtation. Is the Ilyas show gonna get me wet?
Oh, I get it. 'Cause I'm gonna all over you.
Oh, he's so direct. Well, that wasn't what I meant, but I guess we got there in the end. We really gotta work on your subtlety.
Subtlety is for people who don't look like me.
Oh, Illy, he's got me there. I'll just let him have this one. Well, you certainly look good. Yeah, I do. He gives me a look that reminds me of when we first met, when I thought I might not last the night in his room.
You look pretty damn good yourself.
Oh, thank you. His gaze lingers just a bit too long, but just as I'm about to start to think he might be ready to do something about it, he seems to shake it off.
Well, if you don't need me to kill anyone for you, I gotta go do my evening workout.
Well, goodbye.
These muscles didn't come out of nowhere,
I know I haven't been a vampire for that long, but I'm pretty sure his body is stuck the way it is. I'll let him have this one though. Ilyas tends to leave and grabs the door handle. Well, that was that. What about the other one? This is back to where he was grumpy and yelling about the vampire council. Cheer him up. It doesn't seem like the right time to cheer him up like I normally would. But I should at least try. Cheer up, Big Daddy. Big Daddy. Cheer up, Big Daddy. Sure, things are looking bad, but you're still hotter, smarter, and better in literally every way than those losers.
And my meat is huge.
Oh my God. Oh, I forgot he said that. So huge.
Oh,
But Yinny, he pouts.
my giant can't keep you alive. I mean, not dead.
He frowns.
Dead alive, whatever.
His frown deepens.
I mean, it can't, right?
I don't think so. I stare at him.
Should we, try?
Hell yeah. Encourage him to try. Whip it out. It's a death or death emergency.
Shit, you don't gotta tell me twice.
82 minutes later. I'd be dead.
Whew, well, that ruled, but, do you feel any different?
Not really. Tired and sweaty, but otherwise no.
Should we try it again?
Yeah. Better to be sure. I could die for real. We should try again just to be sure.
You're so right.
I'm always right. 3 hours later.
Okay, what about now?
Sweatier and more tired. Should we... An irritated voice interrupts us through the door.
Ugh. Will you two idiots get on with your training? I'm trying to paint Dennis's claws and you keep rattling the walls.
Sorry. Guess I'll have to keep researching this later. So anyway, why is it all bullshit anyway? This council stuff really bothers you, huh, buddy?
What? What do you mean, why?
Let's just unpack that.
Let's unpack that. You sound like Laurel.
Sorry. But we love Laurel.
Yeah, we do, but that's Laurel shit. Don't do that.
I just meant let's think about why this bothers you.
I didn't become a vampire to think.
Didn't you tell me you didn't even have a choice?
Exactly. My muscles got me here, and they're gonna get me out of this.
He begins flexing furiously, as though that would help in some way. When nothing happens, he looks at me expectantly. No, that's okay. What did we say earlier? Cheer up, Big Daddy. Compliment him. Wow, look at those muscles. There's no way your sexy ass flirting won't get us out of this one. Uh-oh, I meant it. but I think I'm a little too stressed to really sell it.
You're goddamn right.
He takes it anyway. He gives me that look. The one that usually means I'm in danger. Oh no, I'm in danger.
Once we get this shit figured out, I'll remind you what else my muscles can do for you.
Hehe. Somehow he didn't notice. Oh, Ilyas. Always so easy to please. A few moments go by in silence and Ilyas grins at me, like he does when he's about to say something stupid.
We're gonna...
Yeah, I figured that. There it is, classic Ilyas. Yes, thank you, Illy. I got it.
Guess we better get to work or whatever. Ugh.
And that is my full playthrough of First Bite Bad Blood. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Unfortunately, I couldn't show the final scene, so I have to put that onto my Patreon, which is linked below if you guys wish to access it. However, there's no main plot in it. It's just spicy stuff. But I love this game. This is one of the first dating sims I actually played when I first started content creating 4 years ago. It was one of the first ones that I streamed on Twitch. It has a very precious place in my heart because I ended up becoming really good friends with the team who worked on this, and they have been some of the nicest and kindest people to me, and honestly being friends with them is an absolute joy. Like, these people are some of the most supportive and kind individuals that I've had the pleasure of meeting, and I feel like they're always so generous in sharing their knowledge, and I feel like they've been really instrumental in my journey as a game dev, but also as like an artist and a person as well who's pursuing their own creative endeavors. But yeah, absolutely lovely people. I adore the developers. I'm so excited for their next game. Some of the love interests look really, really hot. I absolutely cannot wait. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun experiencing the shenanigans of Ilyas, Laurel, and Valeria again. And like I said before, if you guys haven't seen the first bite, I have made a video on it, I think about a year and a bit ago now, but I have linked that in the description box below, so you guys can get caught up and see more of these three because I know we absolutely love them. But yeah, I'm on a bit of a nostalgia trip lately, so I'm probably going to revisit some of the older visual novels that I absolutely love, one of them being Andromeda 6 and When the Night Comes as well, which also has incredible voice acting. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next part. If you guys would like to check this game out for yourself, I have linked it in the description box below. And if you would like to support me, my Patreon is linked below as well. Supporting me monetarily is never mandatory, but it's always very appreciated. Anyway, thank you so much again, and until next time, take care.